Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Here's the snap. Back to pass. Fires. It's intercepted. Picked off by Terrell Bernard. Coming the other way and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Terrell Bernard, Mr. Fourth Quarter, comes up huge. He read Tua like a book.
Massive moment in the game last night with Miami showing a little bit of fight, but ultimately that interception, Pearl, is what ended up putting the nail in the coffin on a spry and fast Miami Dolphins team. Bills moved to 3-0. Dolphins are 0-3. If you're watching on the live stream this morning, I am decked out in Rams gear this morning.
Explain real quick, Maggie.
So I'm paying off a bet today to our loyal caller, Big Friendly, out in California, a big Rams fan. This dates back to last season when the Bills lost to the Rams.
You want to go where the women are.
Big Friendly has also doubled on this show as not only a loyal caller, but also Manny's love coach.
Yeah, he's
smelling.
What's
rank.
that guy who talks to the other person and gives them lines to win the woman? Very famous. The Steve Martin movie called Roxanne.
Yeah.
What is that famous? Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah, okay.
He is Manny's sort of proxy when Manny's trying to find a date. He goes through Big Friendly.
Something about picnics and smelling good.
Yeah.
And all that
I don't
stuff.
know if you look like a Rams fan. You look somewhat menacing right now.
Well, the
Because you're
Rams are
supposed to be
menacing. Anyway.
Blue and yellow, but there's something off about your coloring. You have a bit of a zombie vibe.
Well, hopefully the Rams don't. But if you want to tune in, youtube.com/InfinitySportsNet, twitch.tv/InfinitySportsNetwork, and we'll be up on Twitter in just a moment at Maggie Gray. But
I'm a bottom man.
this is going to be a hell of a show. So glad you're on board. But you know what? A couple things. This is just devastating if you are a Dolphin fan. There's one thing if your team quit and you got the planes flying over, fire Greer, fire McDaniel, and he's talking weird, and Tua, it's one thing when you're just getting beat. It's another thing when you're on the road in Buffalo. You're on the cusp of what could have been a season-defining win. This really would have turned things around. We'll get to the Bills side of things in a moment, but it's really about Miami, I think, for the moment. This could have been that turning point of your season. Now you're 0-3. There's going to be all types of metrics that tell you basically it's done, it's dead, it's over. But Pearl, they were fast last night. Tyreek Hill still has it. Now you just wonder who's going to trade for him. There were things to like, but the mistakes that the Dolphins made at crucial times are just backbreaking. Not just the Tua interception, the Zach Siller roughing the punter penalty, which kept a drive alive for Buffalo after they had punted the ball away for the third straight time.
Should have declined the penalty.
It's just a killer for Miami. It's like they're so close, but they are not.
Well, I mean, if you're a Dolphins fan, are you already in the do I want to win any games mode? I mean, they luckily they have these crazy easy, like the whole AFC East has a very easy schedule. They drew the NFC South this year. I'm not going to say they could have potentially be a team that loses out, but they definitely feel like a top 3, 4, 5 pick, right?
Well,
and then they could start over with coach and GM. Like, if you're a Dolphins fan, is there enough there that you're like, oh, I hope we win some games this year, or are you already in tank mode?
Well, but here's the thing. How do you do that when you've already paid your quarterback and you're locked in?
Well, you don't have that many years. Remember, it was about a 4-year deal with Tua. When can you get out of that? I think we have to double check that, but I think they can draft a quarterback now and have Tua there with him for 1 year.
Okay.
I think that's what's going to happen, to be honest. That's very realistic.
It's funny, though, because after that Patriots game where the Dolphins lost to the Pats in week 2, you came in and you're like, that wasn't Tua's fault.
Oh, it's not Tua's fault, but Tua's okay. He's not great, though.
No, he's not great. And that interception, and heads up to Manny yesterday, and I think EJ too, were telling about the alternate broadcast on Amazon Prime.
You're welcome, America.
The Nerdcast, if you will. It's basically the exact same broadcast. It's Alan and Kirk. But every once in a while, some dude pops up to give you statistical information. It's not intrusive, and it's the best thing they do, quite frankly. And right before that interception, as the Dolphins are slicing and dicing the Bills' defense, which, again, we'll get to that in a minute, the guy pops up, the nerd pops up in his little window, and he goes, the Dolphins throw in the red zone more than any team in the NFL. And they throw out routes more in the red zone than any other team in the NFL. And it was like, boom, not 2 seconds later, They do the same thing. They became predictable on tape. You want to say Terrell Bernard came up with this great play. I think the coaches almost are responsible for that as well. Tua's responsible for the pick. I get that. But also the coaches who clearly became so predictable in the red zone that the nerd from Amazon Prime knew what they were about to do.
Yeah, I kind of don't agree with that slicing and dicing comment, though. They had 276 total yards in the game. Like, they were desperately trying to get down the field, and I feel it was more like a cobbled together a couple drives. Like, there was one play, it was a miracle where Tua scrambled and found Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill jumped up in the first half to get that.
I remember.
Because Tua's terrible once he starts moving his legs. I mean, there's a lot of illustrations of that. So he's very inefficient in that. And then little Tyreek Hill jumped up about 4 feet. It felt like they were like kind of lucky to stay in this one because their offense was just trying so hard to get something going, but there's no threat down the field at all for Miami. Like they have speed, but they have zero thing that scares you if you're an opposing defense because you don't think Tua's arm can get it there.
Well, okay, so maybe it's not the huge 50-yard pickup or whatever, but what I thought was what I was most impressed by with the Miami offense is third down was not even a thing.
Yeah, they were good on third down.
They were 10 for 15 on third down. That's amazing. And they were going to exactly who you thought they would go to. It was Waddle and it was Tyreek Hill on third down. Those guys were killers, and the Bills couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't have a single pass of 20 yards the whole game. You have Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has been saying, not saying that Tua can't get me the ball. Yeah. So they tried to force it to him. And even at the end of the day, Tyreek Hill had 5 catches for 49 yards. It's not exactly the huge impact from 3 years ago.
But and Waddle also had 5 catches, but the timeliness of those catches, I would argue, were backbreaking for Buffalo. I mean, you get a team in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. You know,
backbreaking, they won the game 31-21.
Yeah, I know they won. The final score was 10 points, but this was a tie game in the 4th quarter, and if it wasn't for that roughing the punter, that would have been Buffalo's 3rd straight punt, and their Bills offense couldn't get anything going. So,
yeah, I came up way, way more down on Miami. I just thought it was such a struggle on offense. I mean,
I think that was a little by design. I think they wanted to do these short passes and eat a lot of time off the clock because they want to keep Josh Allen on the sideline.
So
I think
design,
it was a strategy.
Tua dropped back 34 times and at 146 yards. That's terrible.
They were in
with
the
a
game,
capital
though.
T.
But they're in the game, Pearl. Like, what are the numbers? The numbers just don't tell the story of what we watch.
If you forecast it, it does not look like Miami's going to win a lot of games. Even if they play like they did last night with a lot of effort, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Which is huge. I just feel like their offense was terrifying 2 years ago, and it just is not now. Now it is really just pedestrian. I don't know why. Like they used to be way scarier, threatening the defense. And did you feel like they were just trying so hard to get the ball down, and they kept getting the third down? They did convert them, but I kind of thought they were slow, and not slow. They had speed, but the offense was just not really explosive in any meaningful way.
See, I came away. I was like, man, whoever trades for Tyreek Hill is getting all the character stuff aside. You got to work it through that. He's got lawsuits like pending and going through stuff. But
for now, by the way, till he hurts a hamstring.
Okay, yeah. There was a time when he actually had to leave the game last night. They did not talk about that on the broadcast. I'm not sure why. But anyway, whoever gets him, and I was like, man, Kansas City must be on the phone at halftime, wondering if they can try to pry him out of Miami. Here's a question for you about the Dolphins. You still fire McDaniel after last night?
Well, they said before, like that report was pretty clear. Before the game, Ian Rappaport said they're not going to fire him until the team stops trying or fans stop showing up. So that was like, hey, at least give us 8 weeks.
What a strategy. Way to be in front of things, the front office.
What about Thanksgiving?
Well, I kind of like, I really want a clean break at the end of the season with GM and coach. So I can understand the strategy of keeping McDaniel there. Like, I really think that the 0-3, the numbers are, even if they win their next 2 games, which are kind of easy, I think the numbers say you're not making the playoffs. This is like, it's time to rebuild. It's time to start over in Miami. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And you said trade Hill. I agree with that.
I mean, this is what I would do, and this is a team that scared the bejesus out of me last night. Again, tie game. I was like, Buffalo's going to drop this one, but they end up getting a couple fortuitous breaks with a roughing the punter and a Tua interception with about 3 minutes to go or so, 4 minutes to go. Here's what I would do, though, if I were Miami. If I am going to fire these guys, I kind of want to get the GM in pretty fast because you're watching college now, So don't you want to have your staff and scouting and figuring out because, you fire a GM after the season, the GM, that's when their job really starts.
But is it any GM you're hiring working right now?
I don't know. Are you necessarily...
Yeah, I would hope so.
I guess you're poaching from where? Some lower level guy from
You're
somewhere
not getting
else?
a guy off his couch.
Well, I don't know what, you do these things sometimes at the end of the season and everything feels so rushed. Like we've seen this a couple times where a team will actually keep the GM through the draft and then fire him. EJ's Jets have done that a couple times.
Well, aren't you that happens a lot actually
I know,
because the staff did all the work. But
and it always makes no sense to me.
Well, I don't really know how this works, but I assume you're just going to get Brett Veach's assistant or something, like the Chiefs GM. Like, isn't it how you work? You get whoever the Super Bowl teams are, the assistant GM is like Joe Douglas was with Eagles.
Yeah.
Is the next hire. You don't want, there's not somebody floating around out. If the guy isn't working right now, that's definitely not who you want as your GM.
Oh, maybe not.
Unless you want like a Belichick regime in there.
Well, Belichick's working.
Yeah. Yes.
Even you can't get
But
Belichick.
that ends the season ends earlier there in the end of November. What happened with Belichick and the Dolphins? I forget. They had Belichick reached out to them, didn't he? Or no, was that just the Jets?
I don't think so. I think that was just the Jets. Jets, Falcons. I don't know who else he talked to. Anyway, 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Did the coach and GM save their jobs last night because they actually showed some fight? Tua, what do you do with Tua?
On the flip side, I want to jump on a take with your team, and I've been trying to push this narrative out there.
Yeah,
that was a miserable experience.
We should be the first show to talk about the undefeated season.
Oh, stop.
Undefeated for who?
For the Bills. And this is why. Because I'm not saying they're going undefeated. It's definitely going to be a topic. Their next three opponents are the Saints and New England at home in Buffalo. Then at Atlanta. They should beat an NFC South team. Then bye week. So that means we're and then at Carolina after the bye. They're into November, and they're likely, according to Vegas odds, going to be undefeated. That's late to be undefeated for a team this good. So I think people are going to talk about that. Then the big test is November 2nd against Kansas City, and in Buffalo, they always win that regular season game. So I just think that because of the way the schedule lays out, they have a great chance to be undefeated pretty late into the year.
Yeah, I'll tell you where they're going to lose.
Yeah, hit me.
At Houston, because they always lose at Houston.
But that's already Thanksgiving. That's pretty late to stay undefeated.
Yeah, I don't really
early bye.
I don't care if they go undefeated. That's not like I don't feel like that's ever been a goal. In fact, I hate it when. I think the opposite. I think the pressure starts to build.
It's happened twice in NFL history. You act like it's something that is presented to you often.
No, but I think the deeper this goes in the season, the more it becomes like about about being undefeated.
Yeah.
We saw with the Patriots and Manny's Giants. I think by the end, it added so much extra pressure. There's enough pressure already on Buffalo, considering the shortcomings they've had. And the fact they've never won a Super Bowl, I mean, there's already enough there.
That's a really great point. Like, you'd almost want to drop one.
Yeah.
I
get that out of the way.
I can't argue with that.
You're going to lose.
Yeah, because it could, just the way the schedule lays out, the last half is a little harder. It could work out that they stay undefeated. And it really doesn't even mean much, you're right, because the goal is to win in the AFC playoffs. The goal is not to win these regular season games.
No, and also, is Joe Burrow back by December 7th? I don't know.
In Buffalo, that game scares you?
I'm just saying, Cincinnati came to Buffalo in the playoffs and beat the brakes off of them. So, and then they play the Eagles, Pearl. I don't know what that game's going to mean.
That's in Buffalo, yeah. I mean, it feels like every tough game's in Buffalo.
I'm just going to say this. So I got two takes off of today.
Yeah.
Yesterday's game. Tua is never going to be able to put this together. There will always be something that he will find the banana peel.
I totally agree.
And it's a shame because he was a champion in college. He is a fine quarterback, bro. Like when he gets rolling and in a rhythm, but you know what? That can't be the bar for somebody like you're an NFL starter. Of course you should be able to get into a rhythm. Of course you should be able to get the ball to your best playmakers. That's a given. I just do not believe this with Tua. And then my second big takeaway off this game, and this
Bills.
pains me to say it, the Bills don't have a good enough defense to win the Super Bowl.
How do you know? I mean,
look at what I watched last night.
They let up 276 yards. It's an amazing effort. I mean,
did you watch how they can't get off the field? Does that look like Green Bay?
That looked like a team.
Does that look like the Rams, who I'm decked out in Rams gear today with my face painted?
They're playing with their food last night. They were as bored as the rest of America watching that. I felt like. Did anybody sense like the Bills were in real trouble last night?
Real trouble? No, they were in a game. That's how they were in a game, and it was like if they blow this, they will lose. But if they do what they're supposed to do, they'll win. I don't know if I feel they were in a real game. I don't think they could have just farted around that fourth quarter and still.
But they always have the Josh Allen running the ball in their back pocket. We all knew that.
Yeah, it felt like they were going to make a play to win the game, which is what they did.
I sensed some panic.
You did?
A little bit.
The odds never said. I saw like the Vegas odds never turned at all in the live betting.
Manny's right, because there's a couple things that when the Bills give up big chunk plays on third down, like these third down plays were not 3rd and 1 where you have Devon Achane running through the line. It was 3rd and 8 where they're picking up 13. It was 3rd and 7 where they'll pick up 11 with Waddle generally. And then the other part is the offense gets off schedule, where it starts to rely so much just on Josh throwing the ball that you end up going 3 and out or 4 and out, and your defense has to get back on the field and they're gassed.
Well, they did get 100 yards rushing from James Cook.
Yeah,
I was going to say, the one thing that will help a defense, Maggie, though, is James Cook. Like the fact that
they go away from him sometimes, and it's random.
Jim Cook.
Yeah, I mean, if they can take that defense and keep them off the field, which is what they did to the Jets, and I think that would do a lot if you're worried about your defense.
But one thing, though, I mean, I think you really got to pull back. That first drive was helped by a massive kickoff, and then I think a lot of people saw Sean McDermott missed a chance to review a third down catch where it looked like Tyreek Hill bobbled the ball out of bounds.
I knew.
And if they had it was third down. If they had challenged that, I think they win the challenge, and the Dolphins either have to punt or go for a field goal. That drive was awesome. That first drive was awesome. If you take that out, they had 21 points and 276 yards. You know, this is Miami. They're supposed to be electric. I'm not worried about that defensive performance at all. In fact, they're going to move up the defensive rankings in a major way after that game. They'll probably, I'm not sure how the Baltimore game will hurt them, but they could end up being the number 1 defense in the league. But
they don't look even close to that. You think this defense, the Bills' defense, looks like Green Bay? Looks like the Rams?
Definitely not.
No.
Yeah, but last night was definitely not. They're doing a Vic Fangio, and like you see the elite teams doing this. You think you can make 18 plays and get down the field against us? Maybe you can once, maybe you can twice. You ain't going to do it consistently. This is a team. Miami used to be able to score 50 points in a game. They used to be like lightning strikes.
70 points in a
exactly.
game.
Last night they looked like a team that was just desperately trying to trick their way into a few points. I did not feel threatened by them. Also, what's with the negative pass plays? Like Tua will throw a screen pass and get blown up 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Who has negative pass plays? They're the only team I've ever seen with, like, you have negative run plays, but they'll throw a screen pass and lose 6 yards.
Wait, throwing behind the line of scrimmage isn't a good idea?
Again and again and again.
There was a time when Sean McDermott said Mike McDaniel's offense was revolutionary. It's hard to even think about that watching him last night.
Yeah, is
They
that
had that
personnel?
one lateral play.
Yeah, they tried.
The Kelsey play and gave them. It got 5 yards.
They got 5 yards.
Yeah, I kind of thought I wouldn't worry about Buffalo's defense last night. I thought they were in a prevent mode a little bit, like what do you call that? Like bend but don't break.
Well, that's how they play. They've been doing that that's the whole Sean McDermott era.
Yeah, that makes sense.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. The Bills have never had an answer for Tyreek Hill, though, ever. Ever.
Dude had 5 catches for 49 yards. This is Tyreek Hill.
And how many first downs did he get them? How many drives did he keep alive?
You're acting like they just won a 53-51 shootout.
I mean, for the first half, he was on a milk carton. I tweeted, I was like, is he even playing?
No, the second half. Well, yeah, that big catch on the first drive, the one that
the one catch, but then they just stopped throwing to him. I forgot he was on the team for a while.
Well, I think at one point he left the game with like something, and the broadcast never said what it was.
I remember that.
More importantly, too, they also got Waddle a little bit involved. Like
he was their third and fourth down guy.
Yeah, he had 5 catches for 39 yards. They should be throwing to Waddle and Hill. Like, this is Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. They should be getting long touchdown passes once in a while.
Especially that Bills secondary. I mean, there's throws to be made.
They didn't have a throw. They did not have one throw over 15 yards.
No, they didn't. But there are throws to be made on those guys. Look what Lamar Jackson did.
Yeah, I think you might be a little too sour on your own team.
I'm not sour on the team. Well,
you just said that there are a bunch of throws to be made on that secondary. There weren't any last night.
I don't know. Trey White kind of looked like food yesterday.
He had a couple big plays. Actually, I was like, ooh, Trey White.
Okay. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Okay. Tua. Is it toast? Is Tua toast?
You should put up the poll, by the way. Were you ever worried that the Bills were going to lose the game last night? Yes or no?
No, this is after the fact. No one's going to say that. You forget how you feel in the moment. No, fans.
You just said that.
No, I know, but fans now will react to that. You're asking for a poll. If I'm the only one voting on the poll, that'd be fine. But the poll results will bear the result of the game. Not people will forget how they felt in the moment when the game was tied in the fourth quarter.
Our poll voters
and it
are
was
savvy.
Roughing the punter.
They're savvy.
You're just trying to win a cheap poll.
No, but you said you were. I feel like I want people to call in. Were people really as worried as Maggie that the Bills were going to lose that game?
Like EJ said, it was a game in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It was. If that roughing the punter penalty does not happen, and the Bills, they did punt the ball away. Now, granted, it was at the 2.
A spectacular punt. Are you kidding me?
Great punt.
Oh, my God.
But it was at the 2-yard line, so obviously, like, the numbers would probably tell you rarely score when your drive starts from the 2. But still, 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. That game could have really changed on that big penalty, and that's the Dolphins' fault. You know, that's a cheap one. And I know that Siller was going for the block, and I get that, but you're a big dude. You can't control your body like that. And he barreled into the punter. It was an easy call, not even controversial. It's Tua Dunzo. Yeah, EJ just gave a big thumbs down.
The Bills make me wanna.
You're never winning anything with that guy.
No. And
With
they're lucky.
Tua?
They got Buffalo in September. It was 68 degrees last night at kickoff.
Well, you saw, was it Waddle showed up in like a winter coat. And it was 80 degrees when they showed up. I'm like, why are you wearing a winter coat, bro? Like,
I would say, by the way, I'd say the bigger failure is that defensive line. They put 7 first-round picks, $50 million, and Josh Allen looked pretty darn comfortable last night to me.
yeah, I just told Manny that they have 0 pass rush.
Yeah, and they've made more investments in that line than almost any team in the league, except for Manny's Giants. It's crazy, and they don't do anything.
All right, more for you. You can check out the live stream all dressed up today to pay off my bet with caller Big Friendly from California, big Rams fan. We'll get to that, and we've got a lot more for you to preview this weekend's games. The nerd pops up in his little window.
All right, Maggie. No major football tonight, but there are so many sports going on, and the best way to enjoy it is PrizePicks. Every day we
Speak for
make
yourself, bro. You got Rutgers, Iowa.
Oh, Jesus. Every day we make choices, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. With millions of users and billions of dollars awarded winnings, PrizePicks is the best place to put your takes to the test. Plus, the app is so simple to use. You pick 2 or more players across any sport. You got soccer tonight. You got baseball. You pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you could win big.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing right now on PrizePicks. Now, my streak came to a little bit of took a detour yesterday, but my team won, so I'm feeling okay about that. Can I interest you in a little Charlie Morton, perhaps more than 4.5 player strikeouts? And again, I'll go back to the well with my girl Jonquil Jones, GW's finest, over 13.5 points for the New York Liberty. Got some WNBA playoff action. It's awesome, and it's all there on PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use the code M&P. Get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code M&P on PrizePicks to get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. So win or lose, you get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. Guaranteed. PrizePicks, it is so good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P. You're in a 4-minute break. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 3 minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. "15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Back on Maggie and Perloff, a couple debates going. Is Tua the guy for Miami? And I guess where will Tyreek Hill be traded? Or should he be traded? Or do you still want him? I hate to say it. When you pull back and look at Tyreek Hill's stat page, Maggie, he is the classic hit a wall at 30 and his numbers just going down, down, down. When he was 29, he averaged 112 yards per game, had 1,800 yards total, was still probably the top receiver in the game. 2024, he averaged 56 yards a game. So far in 2025, he's averaging 63 yards a game. I think if you pull, and here's the question, is that because Tua's lost a little bit in those couple of years, or is it because Tyreek Hill is losing, or is it a combo?
Yeah, probably a combo. I think that Tyreek Hill still can be dangerous, though, for the right team. And this Dolphins team, like, not much is going right at all.
Remember
I'm wondering if Mike... Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, the first 2 years in Miami, Tyreek Hill was amazing.
Absolutely. And they were an eyelash away from winning the division. People like to say, oh, Buffalo's had this unprecedented run, or not unprecedented, the Patriots did it, but they're the top dog in the division. It came down to a Week 17 game 2 years ago where Miami was actually in the driver's seat, and Tua threw a terrible pick at the end of the game that handed the division to Buffalo. They've kind of been in this. Skylar Thompson, a third-string quarterback for Miami, almost beat the Bills in Buffalo in a playoff game. Like, that actually happened. And since then, it just feels like now the Dolphins will always find the banana peel. And that's exactly what happened last night. They were in this game, fourth quarter tie game. Tua throws a bad interception.
Yeah, I mean, they're a franchise that is headed fast towards a total reset. I mean, they have no choice. So, honestly, this little run with Tua and Tyreek, this is a thing of the past already. The 0-3, like, I would really start to think about what do we do at a quarterback? What do we do at a coach?
I was wondering if Mike McDaniel earned a little bit of a reprieve last night because the team played harder.
Yeah.
And then my other thing is the Bills' defense good enough to actually win a Super Bowl? 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Mike is in Dallas, caught our attention here. Mike, you've got a lot riding on this Cowboys-Bears game this weekend, I understand.
Did y'all hear about it?
Tell us what's going on.
This woman totally out of my league. But she agrees that if I pick the winner tonight, I can take her out to whatever romantic bar in town.
Wait, not tonight, Sunday.
No, Cowboys are playing the Bears Monday night or what?
No, Sunday.
Sunday night. So against the spread, who do you got?
Wait, she's doing this against the spread too? No, the Cowboys the Cowboys are 1.5 point
she doesn't
favorite.
know anything about the spread, Maggie. That's an impression. But.
So wait, all you have to do is get the game right. You don't have to pick the Cowboys. You're saying you could pick either team.
Yes, sir.
You got to go Cowboys. Right? I'm picking the Cowboys in that one.
Yeah. So wait, Mike, you just have to pick the correct winner of the game? It doesn't have to be the Cowboys winning?
And I've been wrong for the past 3 weeks since football season started. College, NFL, I can't get it right.
None of us can, Mike. Thank you for the phone call.
You can't even get when the game is
I
right
know.
either.
If you thought it was tonight.
Oh, God.
I can't believe there's a woman who's out of Mike's league.
Yeah. Oof, shocker.
Well, clearly
the most romantic bar in town.
She clearly wants to go out with him because she keeps getting the multiple opportunities.
She's saying just pick the winner straight up.
Yeah, I mean,
it's only 1.5 points. I think you could go money
that's
line.
fair.
Yeah,
for this game.
That's fine. It's a tight game.
Yeah, good luck trying to figure out these two teams.
Man, what do you do there?
I know,
you
right?
got a desperate Bears team, or you got to go ride with the Cowboys?
I think if you're from Dallas, you got to say the home team's going to win, even though they're going on the road. You got to pick the team.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
the
Dak
better
should-
meet cute.
Yeah.
Dak should throw for 600 yards against that defense, right? I mean, he's going to go off in this game, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Their defense is
you would think so.
awful.
Yeah. No, this could be a good opportunity. They should be fine. And, after the first, 11 plays or so, Caleb kind of turns back into a bit of a pumpkin. So as long as you can withstand that, if you're the Dallas defense, you should be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I think Caleb's going to have the game of his life, and I still don't think Chicago has a chance in this game. I think they're, like you saw, the fourth quarter of the first game and the whole second game, like, they put no pressure on the quarterback, and with Jalen Johnson hurt, they can't cover anyone. So this really looks like a big, big numbers game for Dallas. They should win this game. Then again, it's the Cowboys.
Yeah. Is that a smart move for guys? Hey, will you go out with me if so such and such?
I think that speaks poorly on the female here on this.
No, I think the
situation.
female wants to date Mike. She's just looking for a way.
You
to
wanted
let
to
him
go out with that guy?
Hey, Manny.
Hey, first impressions mean everything. And
I thought he sounds like a nice guy.
He doesn't even know when the game is, Pearl. It's tonight, Monday night, Sunday night. They're
Manny,
not playing
has your
in any of those
encyclopedic
slots.
knowledge of the Knicks ever helped you get a date once?
Maybe if you had gone to that watch party like I suggested.
I mean, maybe
Counting down to the Knicks preseason game in Abu Dhabi on Twitter every day. Is that getting any fun DMs? Anybody sliding those DMs off those tweets?
13 days until that game, Poppy.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that one.
And
Manny,
how many
maybe
days
you-
until a date?
Maybe you could find somebody in Abu Dhabi.
I'm not going to Abu Dhabi.
By the way,
I barely have
Manny,
money to go to East New York.
the second Maggie offers advice on finding a girl, just
I'm
shut
out.
your ears. Just
Yeah.
call, be friendly, call in, because you said go to a Knicks watch party and now Abu Dhabi.
Listen, you got to get out of your comfort
Are you trying
zone.
to keep Manny single?
I'm telling him you got to think outside the box sometimes.
The Knicks watch party was still a good idea.
That's the
Thank
worst
you.
idea ever. I got to show you some pictures of the Knicks watch party. There is not a single female in the entire 10-block radius of that watch party, because no woman would ever go to a Knicks watch party. Sorry, Manny.
But we need a Knicks woman.
Yeah, Manny's soulmate will definitely be at that Knicks watch party.
That's not a thing. Like, you do not, your sports
Soulmates
fandom
are
will
not
not
a
get you
thing?
dates.
I just heard soulmates are not a thing. That's
You don't
all
believe
I
in
heard.
soulmates?
No, I do. No. Finding sports fandom helping you find a partner is not a thing at all.
He doesn't
I
believe in
met my
attractive
husband
Knicks fans.
watching a Mets game.
You guys, he was just using that as a pretense.
I don't think so.
He didn't like you because you like the Mets. That had nothing to do with it.
No,
Right.
but that's what got us to the same place at the same time. So sports definitely brought us together. And then we found out we're both Bills fans. That was a conversation for a while.
You guys should
They're
just go
married
get
36
married.
hours later.
And then they did the pancakes holding hands.
I know. And we've been happily together ever since.
I
just
am a big
holding
fan.
hands like strangers.
I am a big fan of Big Friendly's advice, and it's all about how you smell.
It's not bad.
I don't even know
He's
what that
onto
means.
something.
Yeah,
Ian
I don't know about that
smelling
one either, but
rain.
Friendly, today's your day. I'm dressed up in this silly Rams stuff.
Maggie, am I lying?
actually, you know what it is? You look a lot like the Mel Gibson character in Braveheart. That's the color.
just ill.
Because there's right. Okay.
Victory. What does he say in Braveheart?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, that blue is looking a little Charger blue and not Rams blue.
Well,
if you know
That's
what I
what's
mean.
happening.
Okay,
like you,
the shirt didn't make it. Blame Bezos, not me.
but you're
Stupid
wearing a really-
Amazon.
your shirt is actually Rams blue, and you have this cool Rams chain. But the face either looks like zombie Rams fan or Braveheart, or light powder blue.
Or like liver problem Ram fan. The yellow's
maybe I am.
yellow's off-putting.
The yellow is weird.
Did you ask for jaundice makeup?
I look like I just got off a ship that's been like crossing the Atlantic in the 1800s.
What'd you tell Allie this morning when she did your makeup?
Yeah, I'm going for scurvy, Allie.
What's the tuberculosis makeup look like? Yeah, it's not good. And by the way, I've got big plans this weekend, and I'm very concerned that this face paint's going to stain my skin.
What are we doing?
Got my best friend coming to town.
Uh-oh.
Look out, New Jersey suburbs. Let's get to Bogusch. Said no one ever.
Are you sneaking more wine into a park this weekend? What's going on?
So wine will be snuck
Okay.
somewhere. Call Kelly. Call Kelly. Kelly might be there. Come one, come all.
You can impress her with your encyclopedic knowledge of diseases, thinking that scurvy and tuberculosis make you go yellow. Really nailed that one. Yeah, it's scurvy.
No, but her boyfriend's coming, so everyone's got to be on their best behavior.
Oh, those are the interesting hangouts.
I like him,
like
though.
a boyfriend, like this could be serious or
it's serious.
So you're evaluating.
No, I've met him before. They're moved in. Like these are adults in their 40s who have never been married. Like this is it. Blah blah blah. But we just can't blow it. My friend's like, put on a good face of what domesticated life in the suburbs looks like.
And in walks Maggie like this.
Whose house? Rams house.
Headlines are sponsored by PrizePicks. Don't miss any of the action this football season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Download PrizePicks, use code PRIMETIME. Oh my God. And get a $50 bonus credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. The Bills did not cover last night, so it's very easy for a twisted, broken mind to make this seem like a loss. It wasn't pretty or as easy as most expected, but Sean McDermott proud to be 3-0.
Our guys made a couple more plays, and I thought the grit, the mental toughness of our football team was on display throughout the game, in particular in the fourth quarter there.
The Bills took the lead for good on Josh Allen's third touchdown pass midway through the fourth quarter. After that roughing the punter call on Miami, they put the game on ice when Terrell Bernard picked off Tua with 3 minutes left.
We got to look at the film. You know, we got a lot of time to look at ourselves in the mirrors, or in the mirror as individuals, and then collectively as we're watching film, you know, what do we need to do to stop the losses, you know, from going into the wrong column.
Oh, don't throw a pick in the fourth quarter. In the red zone.
That would help a lot.
Tua's team is 0-3. They've lost 10 straight games in Buffalo and 14 of their last 15 meetings overall. He threw for just 146, 2 touchdowns, and that back-breaking pick. James Cook running 19 times, 108 yards and a score for Buffalo. Another practice yesterday for Brock Purdy, so maybe he plays Sunday against the Cardinals.
Obviously, I want to play every game, dude. Like, I want to be out there. We only get 17 regular season games, and every game matters, especially a divisional, you know, going against the Cardinals. So if you ask me, I'd love to, but, I mean, I'm trying to be smart with my body here. And
Purdy says Purdy says his left shoulder is no longer a problem. This is all about his turf toe injury.
This is all about Mac Jones. Like, Mac Jones has a good game, and Brock Purdy, like, jumps off the trainer table. He's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So it's all about Wally Pipp. Is what you're saying.
I've never seen a guy who's recovered faster thanks to another quarterback's performance in my life.
What did they say? What did they say? You get him how you lose him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got in there because someone got hurt, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna let that happen to me."
Yeah. By the way, if he practices Wednesday, of course he's playing. Like, you can't. The quarterback practices on Wednesday and Thursday. He's playing. Not that it matters.
I think Jaden Daniels is playing, and he did not practice on Wednesday, and I wouldn't be surprised if he plays.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, did Mac Jones even play that well? They won the game, but
Yeah. He was after the first quarter. I would say he was pretty darn efficient. Like, he was. That game was nowhere near the final score.
Brock Purdy will not let Brock Purdy get Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I'd say Mac
simple.
Jones played pretty well. They have this backup tight end who's amazing. Well, you know the name. We did it the other day.
Tonjes.
Oh, no, it's the other guy.
Luke Farrell.
Oh, my God. Like, move over Kittle. Kittle's also going to pop off like the Undertaker and get back on the field. That guy looks good, too.
South Carolina QB Lenoris Sellers is now probable for tomorrow's game at Missouri. He suffered a concussion last weekend. And a pair of decisive game threes in the WNBA last night. Asia Wilson scoring 38 to drag the Aces past the Storm, 74-73. And the Fever knocked off the Dream, 87-85 for its first series win in a decade. Of course, without Caitlin Clark. Guys, back to you.
Bogusch, thanks so much. Coming up, the Chiefs are frustrated. That's the newest report from ESPN. We've got the details for you next, M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff reacting to last night's Thursday Night Football game. Buffalo wins by 10 points, but it was a game in the fourth quarter, and the Bills were up by a touchdown. Tua's driving and throws a bad interception in the red zone. That gave the ball back to Buffalo. They kicked a field goal, and then that was all she wrote. Andreas is in Chicago. Good morning, Andreas. How are you?
Good morning. How are y'all today?
We're good.
So, no Cowboys for me today. Miami, last few years, they've been an exciting team, but now I think it's time for a rebuild or a new voice from the GM and coach. See if we can salvage, what they have. And, Perloff, I'm going to Pittsburgh this weekend. If you know any good restaurants to recommend, I'm all ears.
Pittsburgh? No, I don't know any good restaurant. I mean, obviously the famous sandwich place.
Primanti Brothers.
Yeah. But Pittsburgh's supposed to be a really kind of a fun, different food town, so that sounds awesome. Are you hung up, but are you going to a game? What? Where are the Steelers this weekend?
They are in Foxborough to play the Patriots.
Gotcha.
Maybe Pitt Panthers. I don't know what their schedule is. But the thing about the Primanti Brothers,
I know that's not for you.
well, I love French fries and I love sandwiches.
Yeah.
Well, of course, you're a human being.
You got me hooked.
Right. Yeah. Right.
No, it's
Say less.
It's a lot. I
But
know.
it's
I've had the
together.
sandwich before.
Yeah, it's the combination.
Yeah.
My friend actually got married in Pittsburgh, and their rehearsal dinner was catered by Primanti Brothers.
It's a
and
lot.
It's a lot.
It's great though.
You got to be in the mood for something like that. I had to call Perloff yesterday. Speaking of food recommendations, I needed a cheesesteak place.
Yeah.
Because I have somebody who's going to Philadelphia today who wanted the real thing. When first you were like, go to Pat's and Geno's. I'm like, I can't give them just the Pat's and Geno's. That's like the tourist trap. No?
No, not at all.
Oh, you can take it.
Pat's and Geno's. First of all, those cheesesteaks are amazing. Both places.
Yeah.
Maggie sent me a map. She's like, and the map was like so zoomed out. It's basically like it was just a giant blue line going through the Northeast. I'm like, this doesn't exactly tell me where they're going.
That was their route.
Yeah, but you also didn't tell me if they're going north to south or south to north.
I forgot to do that.
Yeah, but anyway, so there is a place that is like, there's a hot place in Philadelphia.
Called
Not hot,
Wawa.
but like D'Alessandro's, which is near where my parents live, is now considered like the king of the mountain by many people. And they're not going to be far from that. And I was like, oh, it can't be that good. Had it last year. Oh, man. Our buddy Zach Gelb, he goes down specifically. He'll take a trip to Philadelphia just to go to D'Alessandro's.
I'm trying to get to D'Alessandro's so much.
You got to get a license.
Well, yeah, I know,
You can
but
drive yourself there.
I have family who lives near Philly, so but it hasn't never worked out. But that's the spot to go to, apparently.
Should have just pointed them to a Wawa.
But no, now there's hundreds of places. There's so many good places. Then they have all different styles. This is going to be a good time. I'm just curious, where is your friend going to and from?
She's coming from Washington, D.C. to me.
Oh, this is the friend.
And they're stopping in Philadelphia to grab a cheesesteak.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I sent her 5 options.
Yeah.
Wawa included.
Tell her, make sure she knows her order. You can't go up to the corner counter and not know your order. They'll yell at you.
That's especially
at Pats and Geno's. Yes.
Yeah, but that's a bit of a tourist thing. I don't think they really care that much.
I've seen them do it. I know.
That's like an act.
I know, but it's real to people who get yelled at. I'll tell you that much. I've had my friend go up there. I'm like, know your order. Then he goes up there and he's like, what do you want? A regular cheesesteak. And then they yelled at him. I'm like, you got what you deserved. I told you to know what you wanted, and you know you're cracked under pressure.
And then he was assaulted by batteries.
Well, I was going to say, so my brother-in-law happened to talk to him yesterday, and I was like, hey, while I got you on the phone, where's your go-to cheesesteak place? Because my in-laws live in Philadelphia. He's like, yeah, you can send her to Pats and Geno's, maybe they'll see someone get in a fight. I was like, and that's a plus? It's like, yeah, that's a Philadelphia. That's a solid Friday afternoon in Philly.
It's 2025.
Just another day that ends in Y over there.
I'm sorry, it's 2025. That area, you used to see a fight. It used to be cool. It's like New York. It's gotten kind of bougie.
Cool.
What are you trying to say there, Pearl?
I'm just saying, like, that part of the city is a lot different than it used to be.
Just gentrified.
I feel like, actually, Lloyd, I've been there. Yeah, it's just South Philly used to be quite raw.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Philadelphia. I don't think it matters what the neighborhood is like or what the socioeconomics are like for people to get into a fight. Like, I've told the story before.
Go ahead.
I have in-laws who live in Philadelphia, not on my husband's side, on my sister-in-law's side. These are Ivy League educated people who get in fights at Eagles games and have to go in the jail cell down underneath the stadium.
I don't think they have that
The
anymore.
holding cell.
Right. I don't know if they still have. Did they bring that to the new stadium?
There's like a holding area. And whenever it's Dallas Cowboys in town, you can these people, these professionals who are upstanding members of society all of a sudden turn into hooligans.
I think the city just holds it in and waits for Eagles games to explode. But then again, I'm telling you, as a longtime Philadelphia sports fan, it used to be way different. At the Vet, they had the stadium, and I don't know, like if an ashtray could be a stadium, this would be it.
What's wrong with you people?
It was all concrete. Like, first of all, the players were just like, if you got tackled on that thing, you were out for the rest of your life. It was the worst stadium, and it was chaos in the stands. Everyone was hammered. There were like knife fights. It was good times.
There was a story that someone was living in the Vet for 5 years, and nobody knew it.
I have a book on that guy. That is my dream, to live in a stadium. Always wanted to do it.
Well,
or at least have an office in a stadium. My dream is to be an owner of a team and have an office that overlooks the game.
Baker Mayfield lived in the stadium for a little bit as well.
Yeah. For progressive. Yeah.
Living at the stadium sounds like it sucks.
Or how about an office in the
I want to
stadium?
sleep over. That's why I don't need to live there, but I sleep over at the stadium.
Sleep over at Citi Field. Yay.
Aren't there some
that'd be awesome.
stadiums where the owner has an office? I think Toronto, where the hotel is, they have a cool one at the baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Do the Yankees owners have a suite where
The
they have an
Yankees
office?
do have offices at Yankee Stadium, but they're not particularly close to the field.
Oh, they don't overlook the field?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that is my dream. Imagine looking out on the field while you're in your office, while the game is going on. How neat would that be?
I don't know.
That's my dream.
Maggie's out. Well, Maggie has Highmark Stadium. She doesn't exactly want to look out of her office and look down at Highmark Stadium. The building was built in the 1930s.
No, the good and terrible memories there. But I think that, this is my thing. We work so much at games anyway, right? And press boxes and stuff like that. If I actually own the team, I don't want it to be work. I want to just enjoy it. So you're in your office watching the game, but I'm in my office. That's not like in the fun suite with the beers and the hot dogs and like having a good time. If I'm going to own a team, I just want to be a straight up fan, and you can't be when you're an owner. That's why this is no appeal to me.
No. Have you ever seen Clark Hunt's owner's box in Kansas City?
Yeah, but he's got to deal with like HR issues and all this BS. I don't want to deal with that.
You have to. If you've never seen this owner's box, it's like a home inside the stadium. It's a 2-floor. It's designed like it's a massive living room. It's got TVs everywhere. It's incredible.
So that's why he doesn't want to build a new stadium.
I was going to say, but also the irony is that when they do that NFLPA report card every year about which teams treat their players the best, the Kansas City locker room always gets like an F-.
I know. I read, by the way, an interesting thing. Do you know they're trying to build an indoor stadium in Kansas City? That's so wrong.
Oh, no.
Yes. So wrong. Yeah, I didn't know. There are 4 new indoor stadiums coming. Kansas City is secretly trying, reportedly from Sportico, desperately trying to go indoors.
Your next piece on Athlon should be on that.
Yeah, that's my last piece, actually.
Mahomes going to throw for 6,000 yards.
They're preparing for the second half of the Mahomes era.
That is
30 to 40.
That's what you've been trying to do for Josh Allen.
Because that's what the smart people are
Can
doing.
people not build stadiums according to their football personnel and for bigger reasons?
Nope. Maggie Perloff Show. Coming up next. Oh, someone ratted on the Raiders.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Buffalo is not.
4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Takes the snap, gets it away. As they tried to block, they ran into the kicker, and it's going to draw a flag as the ball bounces at the 4, and it's down at the 2-yard line by Buffalo. We'll see if this is roughing the kicker or running into the kicker. Zach Sealer, the guilty party.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker, number 92, the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So a foolish penalty there.
Thank you to the Bills Radio Network. It was one of the 2 biggest plays in the game last night. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Bills win 31-21. Pearl, at that time in the game, though, it was all tied up 21-21, and the Miami Dolphins defense had just forced the Bills to punt for their 3rd straight drive. And then Zach Sealer, roughing the punter, you just heard it, kept the drive alive. That drive ended with a Khalil Shakir touchdown that made it 28-21. And on the ensuing drive for Miami, they're marching down the field. They get in the red zone, and Tua Tagovailoa threw a back-breaking interception, returned by Terrell Bernard. Bills kick a field goal, and that's how you got to your final score. This was the best Miami Dolphins game by far this season, although that's not saying much. I'm curious, do you think they should still fire everybody, totally rebuild, start from scratch, even though last night the team did show a lot more fight?
I think actually their offense looked a little better last week against New England. I would say. I mean, they scored a lot more points.
Well, they were also down in a 2-score hole, like right off the bat. No,
yeah, but at least
had to get real aggressive.
But you saw some to me last night. I thought the Dolphins' offense looked actually a little constipated. Like it was just so hard to get down the field.
Little what?
Constipated.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I feel like that's like it felt like we just can't get anything explosive going. We have the elements.
Really training for it, right?
No explosive diarrhea.
Yeah. Like there's a good H-hand run here. Oh, Ollie Gordon looks tough here, but it just was never really strung together.
Can I bring something up about that? Do you think that was not at all by design, where they're like, we want to just run these long, sustained drives to keep Josh Allen on the bench?
I think that was the Bills' design. Okay. I mean, no, I don't think Tyreek Hill tried one pass over 10 yards the entire game. That can't possibly be by design.
I'm just saying the first quarter looked like they were basically going to have 4 possessions each for the whole game. And that was a good drive from Miami. It was their best drive of the night.
Well, no, I mean, I do think they wanted to establish a run, which was good because they'd been getting away from it. So that was good. But no, I think they know they need more explosive plays. Because here's the thing. If it's a close game, it felt like Josh Allen, you know when a father plays his kids in a board game and he lets them hang around so they don't feel bad? Felt like Josh Allen could have gone full dad mode and just pushed the kids to the side and won the game whenever he wanted. Because whatever he was running, he was twice as big as anybody who was trying to tackle. Did you feel like Josh Allen could have just turned that on and won it whenever he wanted to? That's how and by the way, and I say that too because he feels like he's mastered the game of football. And I mean that as a compliment. Like he just seems so in charge that you never thought he was going to lose.
Listen, Josh is amazing, but there were times in the game where the offense could not get anything going. If you're really going God mode on the season or whatever, then why didn't why aren't you trying to score 5 touchdowns in that game? Like there was a time
they scored 31 points.
Yeah, but I understand that, but they also missed a field goal that ended up leading to a Dolphins touchdown that tied the game at halftime. It's not his fault. I understand it, but they couldn't move the ball. Like if you think that Josh Allen could have scored at will, is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, if he had ever really needed to, he could have run.
He did start to run a little bit in the fourth quarter in the second half, but I mean, I got to be honest. We played that clip for you. That roughing the kicker, roughing the punter, pardon me, was a huge moment in the game because that would have been the 3rd straight stop for Miami. Now listen. Give Josh Allen the ball with 2 minutes left to go, and good luck to you. Basically, against every team except for Kansas City in the playoffs, that will generally work.
Yeah, it feels like, and maybe it's his little, what do you call that pass where he's flipping it out with his right hand? Is it a shuttle? It's not,
shovel pass.
Yeah, like he's getting a little Mahomes-ian. It feels like he's toying with the opponent. He really does. He just feels like he's feeling no anxiety. Doesn't feel like he's scared of anybody on the field at all, especially because he's got the Dolphins defense is like they did not make a play all night. Like they were sort of non-aggressive in a way. I don't know. Yeah, it was a good effort by Miami, but I did not feel like Buffalo was super endangered there at home. After the first drive, I did, but then when Buffalo came back down 7-0 and immediately easily scored on their first drive, I'm like, oh, okay, Buffalo's fine.
Yeah, I thought this game was more about what happened in the second half than anything that happened in the first half. I thought it was about the Bills' offense was stalling, and then they got a couple gifts. They got the gift of the roughing the punter and actually did something with it. So you got to say that's a massive positive. Miami makes the mistake. Buffalo makes them pay. They go up 28-21, and then, you just don't trust Tua. You do not trust that guy. And, EJ, you said it first, I don't think it's ever going to happen for him. I agree with you because – it just feels like he will make a mistake. Even like fumble the snap earlier in the game that stalled a drive. I just don't trust the guy at all.
Is there anyone out there who does think it's going to happen for Tua?
I don't know. I mean, obviously the Dolphins did at some point because they gave him a huge contract even after the concussions.
I got to be honest. Ever since the last series, ever since the major concussion, I just think that it's not going to happen. I think that everybody kind of got off that bandwagon. It was almost like, oh, it's kind of cool that he's out there, but I feel like all the hype from Tua just went away because of that injury, right? Like, I feel like we viewed him before the concussion one way and after the concussion different way. Remember the fencing pose?
Yeah.
It's never really recovered from that.
Yeah, I mean, watching him run last night, I'm just like, bro, please get down. Please get down.
I had the same thought. I was so anxious.
Yeah, because the last time it was Thursday Night Football. It's always these primetime games when we see these terrible events happen. You're right.
Was that in Buffalo?
Monday night game was in Miami, but against Buffalo.
Yeah, Matt Milano.
And then the first one was against Cincinnati on Thursday Night Football. So it's like you get terrible flashbacks watching him. Like I said earlier, I just feel like he's going to make the wrong mistake, or he's going to underthrow a guy when you need a guy to play down the field. He's a good quarterback. He's almost like a Kirk Cousins kind of guy, I feel like, but he's not ever going to win a Super Bowl and win anything of significance.
Is he going to win a playoff game?
Well, I don't think he starts again. Do you guys think he earns another?
Somebody's going to give him another shot. As long as he doesn't get hurt. As long as if he goes the season, he's healthy. I think somebody will give him a shot because teams are desperate for good quarterback play.
I don't think he starts next year.
Wow.
I mean,
and Miami starts over with no Carson
actually, contractually, he'd probably be in Miami. I don't think he might start in Miami, but I don't think he starts any. I mean, listen, like Russell Wilson barely snuck in the Giants starter, and he doesn't have the concussion history. I think people are scared of Tua.
Yeah, but I think Tua's better than Russ.
I don't know.
Right now, this Russell Wilson?
I don't think I agree with that.
Wow.
I mean,
I don't
look
think
at
that highly of
stats.
Tua, but I think Russ is rough.
I feel like really.
I think they're both kind of the same. You're kind of waiting for them to make a mistake at the end of the game at this point.
I thought Russ was pretty good in Pittsburgh for a big chunk of last year, and I think if he had Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, he might be okay. I mean, he threw for 450 yards last week.
I think there's a couple other questions off of this game that are interesting. One, I started thinking about what would be the most dangerous place where Tyreek Hill could get traded. As far as like impact and being one of those finishing pieces. I was only looking at the NFC. I was just like having visions that Kansas City, considering their wide receiver room and what it looks like right now, would Miami actually trade him back to Kansas City? Think of how desperate Kansas City has to be while they're waiting for Rashee Rice to get off suspension.
Well, we're talking about
and Xavier Worthy to get healthy.
3 more games without Rashee Rice, then you'd have to integrate Tyreek Hill.
But he already knows the offense. Like that integration is very minimal.
That's a good point. But I still think they feel like they're fine with Worthy and Rice.
Okay, so there's a report that came out yesterday from Dan Graziano that the Chiefs are very frustrated with the wide receiver room. That they're frustrated not just with the lack of production, but also the amount of injuries that have been piling up. Now, the Xavier Worthy one is kind of odd because Kelsey ran into him. So that's not like a pulled hamstring.
Yeah, and he was practicing, by the way. I thought he was going to play. He's got this huge contraption on his shoulder. So we should see him, but will he be the same all year long?
Yeah, so according to Graziano, the Chiefs are frustrated by the repetitive injuries and the off-the-field issues with their wide receiver group. Now, if that's true and they are frustrated by the off-the-field stuff, then maybe Tyreek Hill is not a fit because he's currently dealing with legal stuff. Here's Graziano. I get the sense that the Chiefs are frustrated by the repetitive nature of this, their wide receiver room being decimated every year by injuries and other issues. Now, EJ, you read this and you thought maybe this was coming from Mahomes' camp.
That's how I read it. I'm like, the Chiefs are frustrated. It's like, okay, well, they've still won a lot. They just won a Super Bowl the year prior, and they were in the Super Bowl last year. This is a tough stretch, but it seems like they always seem to overcome them. And we just saw, as ridiculous as it was, the whole team rallying around Rashee Rice wearing free 4 shirts, as stupid as that was.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid saying, yeah, we want to keep him as part of the team. I don't know if this is a team thing. It makes me wonder if Mahomes, who he's been the one in fact impacted the most. The defense has still been great. They've still won a lot of games, so nobody's getting fired or anything. So coaches, GMs aren't in any kind of trouble. But Mahomes, in terms of his success and his ability to be the MVP caliber player that he is, that has been impacted by his receivers. So I wonder if it's him who's saying, these guys are killing me right now.
Yeah, it could be, but you know what? You go back to the T-shirts, and I don't know how many people saw this, but in warm-ups last week before the Chiefs were playing the Philadelphia Eagles, which drew a massive number. What was it, 40 million people watched that game? Pearl?
33, I think, but
33,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Still, lots of people. They were wearing free 4, and Rashee Rice wears number 4, and it was like these kind of graphic-y sort of T-shirts. And to me, that makes me think this is coming from the coaching staff, because that is beyond boneheaded to be wearing this. The guy, was driving recklessly, is lucky that he didn't kill somebody or himself, and he's serving the suspension because of it. You know, if they really are saying the off-the-field stuff, and then you see the team rallying around him, so basically co-signing in a way off of this on this terrible behavior, then to me it's probably coming from the coaching staff. But they're the ones who keep signing guys and vouching for guys who have character concerns.
Yeah, I mean, they drafted Rashee Rice. He was a no draft for many teams in the league. Well-documented character issues at SMU. What did they expect? They knew he was super talented. And then Xavier Worthy weighs 150 pounds. What did they expect out of that? Of course he's going to get hurt. By the way, you should be able to run into your teammate and not be out for 3 weeks. But Xavier Worthy weighs less than you, Maggie. He's tiny.
He's my goal weight.
He's the all-time fastest guy at the combine, and there's a reason, because he is skinny.
Yeah.
So this is by design. Like, remember the Steelers used to always have these crazy wide receivers who were incredibly productive that burned out? Yeah, because no other team would draft Antonio Brown. No other team was drafting Martavis Bryant. No other team, you go down the list, they would try to get these character guys at value in the draft, and they'd burn out, of course. So this is by design for the Chiefs. Like, that's the only way they're going to get a good receiver is they get flawed guys. So I'm not sure what they expect.
So what do you think this report, like who is frustrated, do you think? Like who leaks this to Dan Graziano? Is it Mahomes-ish side or is it the coaches?
I kind of like EJ's theory because Mahomes has to be a little bit embarrassed by his numbers at some point. Like his numbers stink. So I wonder.
Do you think he cares about that? He's still
well,
in the
he
Super Bowl
keeps saying
every
I
year.
don't care, but I don't know. He's human. Maybe he does. But I like your theory too that they were mad about the T-shirts. That could be because the T-shirts were they were not as bad as Kyler Murray wearing a Michael Vick T-shirt with his dog on a leash. That was quite.
Oh God!
There's no chance that could have been a coincidence, right? Murray said it was a coincidence that he was wearing a Michael Vick shirt, posing with wasn't it a pit bull or a bulldog?
It was
his dogs.
I think it was a bulldog.
His dog would look. I thought it was a pit bull.
Yeah, then he's called them bulldogs in the press conference. But Kyler Murray, that easily could have been an accident. The guy's thinking about video games at all times.
I mean, you got to have rocks in your brain to do something like that.
No, I think that was an accident. I really do.
Then you must be the dumbest person alive.
No, he's not dumbest or just not thinking about it. His head is elsewhere.
There's like 3 things you think of when you think of Michael Vick.
Speed.
Well, Michael Vick is quite popular.
One?
Left-handed.
Okay, and what's the third one?
The dog fighting.
The dog thing.
Ron Mexico. You guys remember that?
That's the 4th thing.
You guys know Ron Mexico?
That's 4.
I think Ron Mexico's like 6.
I kind of disagree with you a little bit, though. I think Michael Vick has put that way behind him. Like there are young people who just really like that guy.
No, listen.
He's on TV. He's amazing.
I want to be fair to Vic. Like, he's really lived his apology on that one. He became a spokesperson for the ASPCA. That's how you come back from a scandal like that.
Kyler Murray
he had to go to jail for it. I mean,
he was like 8 or 9 years old when that was happening. I don't think he was paying attention like that. I don't know if that's how he thinks of Michael Vick.
well, that's fine. But okay, like I can still understand and have any sense of, hey, maybe maybe I'm the one.
No, I agree with you. No, that was insane. That was insane. There's no way. I think he could have not realized it, but to not realize that is insane. I think that he's getting a lot of heat for that, and I think he should. Like, that was unacceptable. And it's one of those things where ignorance is not an excuse for that.
I think so, too.
So what do you want? A pound of flesh for this guy's?
No, just say he's a moron and move on. Like, I hate that.
Yeah, he did. He apologized.
No, I know. I'm saying, but, like, I hate the thing where it's like, you guys are just getting so. I'm like, no, we can say he's dumb. That was dumb. Don't do that again. And then we move on. I'm not saying suspend him or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
no.
But all I care about is Kyler Murray making the playoffs? Like, because that is actually interesting. Because they're 2-0 and they keep hitting the same wall. Like, if he can, if they're really good, I'm sure Arizona fans would be like, okay, wear whatever you want.
I don't know what to think of them because you got to play New Orleans on the road the first game, and then you played home against the Panthers, and you actually almost blew that game.
Yeah, and also you always are really good in September, and then you always fall apart late in the season.
Should the Dolphins still fire everybody? Because you did see a little bit more fight last night, for whatever that's worth. No moral victories, but everyone seems to want to talk about moral victories. And also, Perloff bringing up something last hour about the Bills possibly going undefeated. Now, I think there are still potholes in the schedule. I'll grant you, on paper, they're going to be favored in most of these games. I know I'm a fan, but
they're favored in every game. Even coming into the season, I think they were the only team favored in every single game.
I'm surprised on the road at Houston because they've had a lot of trouble there.
Houston's 0-2.
Well, but this is before the season, you're saying.
Yeah. No, even then, I think they were favored in every game. I mean, Houston was 9-7 last year. I don't think they're...
And they beat the Bills by a ton. I think the Bills scored 3 points in that game. And Josh Allen got a concussion, I believe, in that game.
I mean, Houston, that's a team that's in real trouble right now.
We'll talk about the 0-2 teams. And they're top of the heap as far as shocking results. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Should the Dolphins still fire everybody? Is it never going to happen with Tua Tagovailoa? And then on the flip side, is the Bills' defense good enough to win a Super Bowl? Clearly, their Achilles heel when you're talking about both sides of the ball. Okay, coming up next, who ratted on the Raiders? It's the Maggie Perloff Show.
All right, Maggie. Got lots of sports going on right now. Football, WNBA, soccer. And if you got takes on those sports, the best place to go is PrizePicks, where being right can get you paid. Millions of users, billions of dollars awarded in winnings. PrizePicks is the best place to put your takes to the test. So simple to use. You just pick 2 or more players across any sport. I might go soccer today. I haven't decided yet, Maggie.
You should consult Manny.
Yep, pick more or less. Actually, there was a guy the other day. I had never heard of him. I was going to see if you had heard of him. I didn't pick him, though.
What's the guy's name?
He had 4 names. That was the issue. Pick more or less on their projections. If you're right, you could win big.
What I love about PrizePicks is that for diehard sports fans like us, it's fantastic because we love putting a little action on the WNBA and college football together. But even if you're just a casual observer, there's so much for you. Just download the app today, the PrizePicks app. Use the code MNP. You get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code MNP on PrizePicks to get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing, guaranteed. PrizePicks is good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P.
You're in a 4-minute break. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, Infinity Sports Radio Network, Maggie is dressed like a Rams fan, question mark.
Whose house?
Rams house.
She somehow looks, like a zombie. I can't describe. The color is just way too pale. Or a little bit like Mel Gibson in Braveheart. You just those are not Rams colors.
Take it up with the face paint person at the Halloween store.
Who did did you buy this paint somewhere?
I bought the paint yesterday at a Village Halloween shop in New York City. I walked over there, walked back. I'm paying off my debts and my bets. You know, I'm a woman of my word. Unfortunately, the Rams t-shirt didn't arrive, but blame Bezos for that. That's not my fault. That's Amazon.
What are you going to do with that now?
It's a triple XL Ram shirt.
What are you going to do
Send
with
it back.
No, Big Friendly wants it.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
paying off the bet because I
should
bet
give it-
him that the Bills and the Rams played each other last year. Bills lost. And so here I am finally paying off the bet.
Am I on the hook because did I get suckered into a bet on this week's Rams-Eagles games with Big Friendly?
I got to get to work. I love you.
Be careful with this guy.
Yeah, I think I said he set up a bet. He's like, you have to wear a really tight Rams shirt or something.
Okay, Daddy Smirnoff.
But I never even he just sneaks in these bets.
I think does Big Friendly secretly work for Fanatics? Why is he trying to get us to buy all this gear?
Maggie,
Anyway,
am I lying?
I bought the cheapest Ram shirt possible. It's still on the way. It said it should be here today. So, but not before the show. But I'll still sign it and send it to Friendly.
What good is that now?
Yeah, 0. And again, I'm just going to be honest. I hate this face paint.
Yes.
But the way it feels, the way it looks.
All the above.
YouTube.com/Infinity Sports Net, Twitch.tv/Infinity Sports Network. By the way, do you recognize these glasses, Pearl?
I do.
Elvis?
I think I know.
Yeah,
what this
these
is.
were the Elvis costume
Yeah.
when me and EJ went to the Elvis wedding in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, that was a good time.
You look like a fly.
What?
You look like a fly.
It's Elvis, Manny.
Oh.
So, Maggie, I'm assuming you would not go to a game in face paint. But
Never
did
done
you
it.
see the last night's game? There was definitely at least a couple large men who were totally shirtless. What do you guys think about
And one of them was Ryan Fitzpatrick. No,
shirtless men at a football game?
Well,
Andrea was not a fan of it yesterday. She was like, who are these people? I'm like, that's the Bills Mafia. She's like, ugh.
It's also September. Like, if you're going to take your shirt off, take it off in December.
Yeah,
like,
but they'll
show me
do it in the
something.
cold weather.
Show me something.
Show me something.
Show me something, big boy.
Oh,
Come
you're
on,
saying
show me-
that's impressive.
Yeah, come on. Like, I want you to have the possibility of getting a pneumonia. So go ahead and do it then. Don't do it to me now in September. It's nice and it's nice there.
Frostbite.
Yeah,
I'll
get
be
some
honest,
frostbite.
I swear this is not to sound creepy. I feel like it makes more sense when it's the college kids doing it. When you're like a grown adult, like taking your shirt off and painting half your body, I'm just like, all right, guys.
Wait, EJ, you realize everyone who's doing this is blackout drunk.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Not when they're actually putting the paint on. No, I
Yeah.
think they're sober then.
No,
When you're getting
The guys
dressed.
who just have the shirt off. This is like a Jason Kelsey thing where sometimes you know it's going to be a shirt off night and
Oh,
sometimes
I
you know
gotcha.
it's going to be a shirt on night. And you're in the Bills parking lot and you're hitting the tailgate and you're doing the shots out of the, long ski
I
that has the
gotcha.
multi. And you're like, you know what? It's going to be a shirt off night.
There's a trending tweet right now going around Twitter in which, it says, my favorite part of football games is when you see grown men wearing the most ridiculous costumes. And last week we saw, what was it, a couple of Titans fans decked out head to toe, helmet and all, in Titans gear. I think they were even wearing shoulder pads. So
There's a guy in
what's
Miami
worse?
who does that every game.
That's kind of funny.
I mean, football guys.
But by the way, shirtless college fans, that's all in the South. Like it's 75 degrees at all those games. And
Oh,
they're
no, they do it in
19
Happy, they do
years
it in
old.
Happy Valley. Manny could confirm that.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I thought that was the whiteout. Yeah, I don't know.
They do it for every game.
Oh, they be doing it.
But in the South, like nobody's wearing a shirt. It looks like a good time. I'm like, God, can you imagine 19-year-old pale Andrew Perloff when the camera goes to the hot woman at the Florida State game and then there's me.
Jen Sterner than you.
I'm actually studying. Everyone's up and down, shirtless. I've actually thought about like, man, I don't know if I could have gone to a big football school. I would not have fit in the crowd.
If you were doing that thing where the guys all show up and everyone has one letter written on their chest, you could only do like I.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's like O or one
No
of these
wide letters.
Yeah, no W's won't make it across you.
Yeah, I mean, the college football games, it's like there is a game going on, but there's such a massive party going on in the crowd at all times. That's a lot to keep up with.
And what do you think Bills games are like?
I like the big hairy dude with no shirts on and then just the overalls, like a Tennessee overall just on top and pinstripes
Yeah,
yellow.
those are
and
the best.
That's hysterical.
No, I think there's two levels. There's the shirtless Bills fan who would party in the parking lot. Then there's the massive party at the SEC.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
Maggie
yeah,
had
like
it totally
LSU.
right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was thinking about the person that is prepared. They've painted themselves a certain color. They have a letter painted.
Right.
The person that shows up and then decides to take their shirt off is a whole different animal. I don't know. I have no take on them.
And then there's the crying in college football. That doesn't.
Yes.
That does not exist in the
Either
NFL.
the band members or just the crowd.
Yeah, the fans.
Well, the best one now is the random person that flips off the camera when they show them when they're losing, which now happens, I feel like, every weekend in college football. We had the Texas girl, and now we got the Alabama guy when they're getting smoked by Florida State. It feels like every year now that you're going to get the person, the sad fan that gets put on the camera, and they just flip them off because they're getting blown out. I love it.
I've been in a
They have to do a half apology. Like, we apologize for all the kids who had to see
You
them.
mean like, listen, it's a Friday. We could be shallow. Like, I've been in a production truck when they're searching for hot girls to show in the breaks.
Is that
it's so
right?
like shallow and obvious. Like, but that's the way football has been telecast for years.
No, it's kind of like, you know how people think that the NBA is kind of rigged to make series go longer,
Yeah.
like to make more money for the TV partners? It's kind of like an unwritten rule with the referees there or with the camera guys. Like, we're not going to tell you should be looking for hot girls, but you have to be finding the hot girls.
I'm going to tell you right now, the director is like, or the producer, find me, is like, start scanning and we'll decide. There's why. Well, you think that's by accident? It's not that is by design, and like, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's tradition, I guess.
I just thought every girl that went to Georgia was really hot. Damn it.
No, they are actually.
Yeah. Well, especially games where they don't have the cheerleaders because the cheerleaders kind of built in. It's like, that's just obvious. You can put on any one of those girls and it's going to be fine. Or women, if we're talking about, well, they should actually all be called women. But anyway, you can always go with the cheerleaders, but Bills got rid of their cheerleaders. No more Buffalo Jills.
Yeah, I don't.
Now, cheerleaders aren't hot. That's like, they're.
Excuse me?
Easy there.
No,
Really?
I think like the cheerleader thing, it feels a little artificial, and like I think as a fans enjoy more seeing in the college games. I would think this is getting really weird.
Yeah, it is. You want to just go to the update?
Yeah.
Great.
The
What are they
cheerleaders are
looking
so
for, Bo?
serious. Like they're
athletes.
Yeah, like
They're
they're
working.
throwing each other a mile in the air. Like I'm like, gosh, I just.
You want something a little more sloppy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I want something
more
a little
off the cuff.
I like to see a little more real when I'm
Yeah, right.
creepily looking at people in the stadium. Yeah, cheerleaders.
I was going to go with, you want something like a little more natural, and Maggie went with sloppy. So.
Yes.
Are we talking about the SEC or are we not talking about the SEC?
I don't even know what the hell we're talking about anymore.
Nick City Dancers?
Oh, I love them. The KCD. I love the KCD.
They're really beautiful. What are you saying? They're not beautiful.
They're very talented women. I care more about the talent than their looks.
Sure. And the transcript of this show
Actually,
will
I don't
reflect
really.
that you said
I
that.
don't really like I like when the little kids come out and dance at the basketball games. You guys, they're amazing.
How about the older people, like the
yeah.
seniors?
I like the elderly when they come out. And
No,
Bogusch,
those make
you could probably join one
Wait,
of those
there's like
soon.
an elderly
Oh,
dance
yeah.
crew
Yeah,
at
don't
Knicks games?
Don't the Liberty have them? I think.
Wait,
so, yeah.
what?
It's like 80-year-old, 85-year-old people flossing and like doing the Dougie.
I've never seen this. I want to see it.
You should get some league pass, man. In between the breaks, you see the 70-year-olds just out there busting a move. You know what I mean?
That is the best part of League Pass is the local entertainment.
Yeah, I got to when I was in Mexico watching the Knicks in the playoffs destroy the Celtics. Like instead of watching that terrible halftime show, I got to watch like Fabulous do a concert. I was like, you know what? I should just do this all the time.
Getting Boogie on the streams recently.
The NBA League Pass, way to go.
And the weird local commercials. All right, now let's go to Bogusch.
Your headlines, proudly sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com.
The Bills make me wanna.
This is how badly the Dolphin defense started this season. They hadn't forced back-to-back punts until the third quarter of their third game last night in Buffalo, and they were going for the hat trick until this happened.
Johnston back to do the honors here. Takes the snap, gets it away. As they tried to block, they ran into the kicker, and it's going to draw a flag as the ball bounces at the 4, and it's down at the 2-yard line.
Go Bills.
By Buffalo. We'll see if this is roughing the kicker or running into the kicker.
It was the bad one, the 15-yarder, extending the Bills' drive to this.
Shakir in motion left to right. And now in an orbit motion back to the left side. Back to pass. It's a screen pass to Shakir. Has a blocker in front. Racing to the end zone, and he's in. It's a 15-yard screen pass for a touchdown. As Shakir got great blocking downfield. Got up the sideline and into the end zone.
Both of those calls from Chris Brown on Bills radio. That was Josh Allen's third TD pass of Thursday Night Football. The Dolphins flirted with a tying score in the fourth until Tua threw a pass to Buffalo linebacker Terrell Bernard with 3 minutes left. The Bills win 31-21, improving to 3-0, dropping Miami to 0-3. Buffalo has won 14 of their last 15 meetings. The Yankees' latest win, not without some pain.
His pitch. And swing on it and hit it off his right leg.
And that hurts. Jazz down on one knee. That really hurts. See what it hit. It hit off the instep again. And now Aaron Boone and Tim Luntich coming in. Let's see where he gets it. He hits it off his instep in his right leg more than anybody I've ever seen. Oh, no, that was not his instep. No.
It was his.
Michael Pennis.
Yeah, Jazz Chisholm fouled the ball down and then up into his undercarriage. Took a knee for a while, but stayed in the game. It became a 7-0 Yankee win in Baltimore.
What a warrior.
The Blue Jays lost in Tampa in the afternoon, so the Bombers now 3 games back in the AL East with 9 games to go.
Yeah. That was fun. Susan's slow recognition of what was happening there.
We all knew where it was going.
Yeah.
It was like watching a car wreck in slow motion. Like, no, Susan.
It was his ankle.
no.
Oh, no, it's his knee. Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no. That was not his instep.
And that's got to be the most painful.
Oh, no, that was, no.
That was not his instep.
Taking a soccer ball probably right there has got to be tough.
Oh, how about a basketball that's posing as a soccer ball for the moment?
Or just Draymond Green just kicking you right there.
That too, yeah.
I took a paintball in that area.
Well, I mean,
that wasn't fun.
No.
Yeah, like coming over a hill at a buddy's bachelor party.
Who hates
and just
you that much?
A
Who shot
noise
you?
and flat on my belly.
In the words of Biggie Smalls, who shot you?
Don't they tell you to wear a cup when you go on that?
They did in that. I think there might have been like a chest, almost like an old school catcher's chest guard that like went lower, but it still did not provide full protection in that moment.
Those things hurt.
Yeah. Luckily, there was a little bit of distance, but it was not fun.
Is there any amount of like wild turkey that you should have to drink to
Well, I mean,
get
the
that
thing
pain
is,
away?
the problem is you never know what the reaction is going to be. Like often, as you've heard, a glance can be a lot worse than a direct hit.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's one of the great mysteries of science.
Right.
This is one of the joys of working in a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
I do know things like
Yeah, I
that,
know
but I
you do
just
that.
never would have known.
Yeah, it's childbirth, but worse, Maggie, because
Yeah.
like there's a nausea that gets involved in it and stuff like that. There's some tears. There's no epidural.
Yes, because no one ever gets nauseous when they're pregnant. That's never happened.
No, I
No, haven't heard of it.
no.
Well, when you meet your wife in Abu Dhabi at the Knicks opener, then she'll tell you.
But next Twitter day.
When you have baby Jalen a few years after that.
Baby Jalen Josh Hart.
Yeah, you can't name him Jalen Jr., by the way.
I can't?
No, doesn't work like that.
Damn it.
Change your own name.
Back to the drawing board.
The ACC is reportedly close to requiring its football teams to play 10 Power 4 games each season. They still haven't decided, though, if that'll include 8 or 9 league games. Their next meetings are Monday in Charlotte. And the Las Vegas Aces reaching the WNBA semifinals for the 7th year in a row, taking their third and final game of round 1 with Seattle 74-73. Jackie Young scored the go-ahead hoop with 7 seconds left. Back to you guys.
All right, let's do it. Big Friendly. I'm here. I look like I have tuberculosis because this face paint is doing me no favors. I'm dressed in Rams gear. The T-shirt didn't make it. That's not my fault. Do you consider our bet paid off?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the great Mag Ramsey.
Queen Mag Ramsey.
Magsy, every day you irradiate grace. You put off grace, and today it's so much more and great. I apologize. I don't work today, so it's been a California morning.
Nice.
And Daddy Cool, I understand now, like the Scorpions, the wind of change are changing, and now you're trying to moonwalk. You know we made a bet. Stop that.
I didn't want to, though. You forced me into it, Big Friendly. I don't feel great about the Eagles this weekend.
Oh, what happened to just you don't talk about, you don't take almost and wins or losses?
Well,
and now,
it's just,
look,
the Rams have been talking about this game like it's their Super Bowl for some bizarre reason. Like
You
they're
don't think
so
the
into
Chiefs
this
were
game.
motivated, though, last week to win that game, and you beat them?
But Chiefs are a bit shorthanded. The Rams look like they're playing well. Big Friendly, you know what I'm talking about. Have you seen the Rams talking about this game? They're hell-bent on revenge.
well, wouldn't you? I mean, Daddy Cool, if you want to say that we don't have a bet, I will respect that. And I will not
I'm
hold your
in.
feet to the
I'm
fire.
in.
But by the way, can I just chime in here as the person who looks ridiculous today? And you
don't
can watch us at YouTube.com.
The glasses, everything. You look great,
The
young
word's
lady.
not grace, though.
Friendly, they're telling me the yellow on my face makes it look like I have jaundice. This is not my best look, dude. But here's what I would suggest. You got to make Perloff. I know you want him to wear the Rams jersey, the tight Rams jersey, but you got to make him do the milk thing. That's what you should be pushing for. Perloff said it's no big deal to drink a gallon of milk in an hour.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I don't want to drink this
Imagine-
gallon of milk.
But
No.
you said it would be easy.
It would be easy, but it's too easy. It's not even a challenge.
And real quick, before you let me go, Magsy Malone, if you could do me a big favor, you guys are going to sign the shirt for me. If you could get it to Zachary Duda, if you guys could all sign it on the front with the Rams so I could put it in the jersey case I bought for it.
Absolutely, sir. Happy to do it. And EJ, if you're not already on hold to grab your address, we'll grab it.
Yeah.
And this was a fun bet. You won it fair and square. I
Thank
look like
you.
I have
Thank
a
you.
weird disease today. Thank you, Friendly, for all the fun that you bring to the show.
How are we going to get his address now? You just banged it on him. You didn't let me
sorry.
You didn't let me put him on hold.
Calls every day. We'll talk to Frank.
I push drop instead of hold.
Does anyone know Big Friendly's real name? I'm assuming it's not.
I think he told me the first time
Big
I picked him
Friendly.
up, but I do not remember what it was.
We'll respect his anonymity
I
on
think
this
it's
one.
friend.
It's definitely friendly. The
Is his
big
first
we
name
don't know
Big?
Maybe.
No, I think that's the nickname. I think Friend is his first name, first legal name.
It's just very funny that, EJ, when you put it up, it's always 2 G's.
That's how he spells it.
Yeah.
He spells it with 2 G's, so I got to put respect on his name or his nickname.
Ooh, there's a debate. Is that now his name? Or
I don't
is
know
it
if
a nickname?
anyone's born with the name B-I-G-G.
But this is like Boomer. If everybody calls him Big Friendly, is it his name or is it his nickname?
Good point.
But it's too weird, I think.
What the hell was that all about?
I don't know. I know Boomer, I guess, is kind of like out there too, but Boomer Esiason just works as a name. Big Friendly, like that couldn't be anybody's name. Like that could not be anybody's name.
You're right. I still think Boomer is a nickname. And how we got into this is because Boomer Esiason and Chris Berman are both Boomers. Because Perloff didn't think there could be 2 McLovins in this world anymore.
The Cuba Missile Crisis.
I'm rolling my eyes that you think Boomer is Boomer Esiason's nickname, and like nobody knows his first name.
But he has a legal first name.
Yeah, but so does Mac Jones, and Mac is not like is Mac Jones Mac his nickname? His name is Michael.
His name's McCorkle.
Michael McCorkle Jones, I think.
Yeah, that's why it's a nickname.
But Mac Jones has other nickname. I mean, that's not a nickname.
It is. Mac's a nickname.
So is Maggie a nickname because your full name is Margaret? Is Andy a nickname?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Is Manny a nickname?
I think we need to take a break and get back to reality in the next segment.
Okay, we have to get to this former Raider on current Raider crime. Thank you. Who ratted on the Raiders? Got that next.
Jameson Clam Crowder.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Are we ready to call a truce or what?
Maggie Malone, I come to your table, and I come with one request. Kaplan tried to cheap shot me when I wasn't paying attention. In the chats after that day, when you explained that I had mistaken that he had took a shot at you and not me, I had went in the chats and I had told Kaplan I thought me and him were cool. Now, yesterday, Kaplan decides to take his little fingers and come at Big Friendly. Now, Maggie Malone, you cut me real deep yesterday.
What'd I do?
Big Friendly walks around with a tablet all day, every day. Big Friendly has OCD. I don't need AI. I don't need AI.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
Big
asking
Friendly.
questions, Big Friendly. I was just asking questions.
3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining.
cut me real deep yesterday.
Well, they call him Big Friendly, but that ain't his real name. Might be William, might be Henry, but he won't stake his claim. He's sitting by the lantern light, scribbling through the night, writing poems about old Kronos, how he steals the daylight. Oh, Big Friendly, who are you really, son? Is it James, is it Thomas, or are you on the run? You're dreaming about time while the rest punch the clock. And Bilotti didn't show again, that train won't leave the dock. He says Kronos is eternal, the ruler of the hour. But Friendly can't decide if his last name's green or flowers. His words are mighty heavy, but his boots are full of dust. And Peter skipped the shift again, remaining, breaking all our trust. Oh, Big Friendly, tell us your Christian name. You're hiding behind verses, playing a poet's game. The boss is looking sideways, this place is short on work, and Bilotti's still missing, leaving us to learn.
"15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Paying off a bet today to major Rams fan, Big Friendly. All decked out in Rams stuff. I got my face painted. I look like a walking disease.
What was the original bet?
Bills Rams, straight up.
What, from last year?
Yeah, and it just took me a while to pay it off, so here I am. And the fact that your your Eagles are playing the Rams this weekend, now you've got a bet going with Big Friendly, but we've got to figure out the parameters.
Yeah, I have to wear a tight Rams t-shirt.
I know, but I really want the milk to be part of this. You're so confident that you can drink a gallon of milk in an hour.
I'm not doing it.
I want to see you try.
I want to see a lot of things. It ain't happening.
Okay, you have a trivia question?
Yeah.
You want to do that now?
You said we should tease it. It's too stupid to tease. In fact, it might be the dumbest trivia question ever. But it's so relevant to our show. Zach Sealer, big penalty last night.
Yeah,
roughing the punter.
Defensive tackle who Dolphins threw a lot of money at this offseason. Really good player. Where did he go to college?
Why would that have anything to do with our show?
You will only know this if you are a loyal listener to the Maggie and Perloff show.
Right?
What's that?
Went to Penn State, right?
I don't think so.
Is this one of those trivia questions when Perloff doesn't know the answer? Is it the same place like Tyson Bagent went or something like that?
Okay, according to the interwebs, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Think of our last trivia question on the show.
He went to Ferris State?
He went to Ferris State, which was the last Maggie and Perloff trivia question was, where is Ferris State?
They're an FCS powerhouse.
Yes.
Trinidad Chambliss, the starting quarterback of Ole Miss, goes there.
And what city is Ferris State in?
It's in not Grand Rapids. It's in
Michigan.
Cool Rapids. It's in
It's in Ferris, Michigan.
You've already forgotten.
It's not Grand Rapids.
Big Rapids.
Big Rapids.
Somewhere between Kalamazoo and Traverse City.
To catch you up, we had a trivia question for Maggie earlier in the week. Where is Ferris State?
Yeah.
Because the quarterback,
Trinidad Chambliss
went there.
Won a championship there.
I guess Zach Sealer went there too.
I wonder if he won a title. It's like one of those sneaky powerhouse schools.
Yeah, I mean, this is Ferris State week on the Maggie and Perloff show. Isn't that crazy? I just saw that name. I had to bring it up because we had so much fun with where is Ferris State.
Yeah, no clue. Although eventually Bogusch got it, I think, right?
He knew Michigan.
He did know Michigan.
What a nerd.
Okay, so let's get back to one of the big stories of the NFL this week. This started all on Monday. Remember that Monday night doubleheader, Pearl? Remember when the Raiders played the Chargers and lost?
Barely.
And more than anything, coming out of that game, it was a Tom Brady sitting in the coach's box that got the most attention.
Yes.
So we started debating. how much influence could Brady actually have? Peter Schrager did a report that he talks to Chip Kelly 2 to 3 times a week. Pete Carroll had to come out and say that's not really true. Chip Kelly had to come out and say, well, we talk, but we never talk about game plans. Okay.
Talk about life, Maggie.
I don't think Chip Kelly talks about anything else but football. I'd be surprised. Anyway, so this story has lingered now throughout the week. Good job by Adam Schein to get Antonio Pierce, who was the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders last year, on his radio show on Sirius XM. And Antonio Pierce said, no, Tom Brady is a weapon, and actually made an MJ, like Michael Jordan analogy to explain why the Brady Raiders situation is uncomfortable.
Michael Jordan was the owner for a long time of NBA team. And then just recently, I believe he was announced to be with NBC, correct?
Yep.
As, helping them out. That didn't happen while he was the owner. So this is unprecedented what we're seeing. I think I would be uncomfortable if it was the other way around, to be honest with you, because you're not dealing with just a normal person. Tom Brady is the elite of elite, one of the greatest quarterbacks, one of the greatest players in the game.
Okay, so
what's wrong with that?
The second part of that, Tom Brady's elite, and Antonio Pierce is saying he'd be uncomfortable with him being an owner and a broadcaster. Now, I hate to call out Antonio Pierce on this one, but I think that Grant Hill has an ownership stake in the Atlanta Falcons and is also on TNT. Excuse me, the Hawks, what did I say, Falcons? Atlanta Hawks, and is also on TNT. But anyway, let's keep going with Antonio Pierce. So Tom Brady, he knows that Tom Brady can be a weapon and can gather intel from other teams and bring it back to the Raiders because he did it for Antonio Pierce.
It's not hard for him to watch a few things on a Friday practice or hear things in a production meeting and be like, and have tidbits. And you'd be foolish enough to think that he's not going to share that with the Raiders. Because we had those conversations about certain things, right? And he was very informative about things that he knew or he felt. And that's why you bring in a guy like Tom Brady into your organization to be a minority owner, because he gives you those aspects and different insights that some people can't give you.
Wow. I mean, there you go. That's the big fear, is that Tom Brady Pearl sees more than the average person and maybe even the average football player, because he's that smart and has been around that long.
Well,
he can glean anything at any time and bring that back to the Raiders to help give them any kind of advantage.
I'm getting a little bit of a confusing message from Antonio Pierce. Is it because Tom Brady's so brilliant at football, he can just see things and know things? Or is he getting, like, he kind of took a break between getting specific things from practice? So is Tom Brady giving him things? The only question is the stuff that he's getting in the production meeting and the practice. I guess he's saying that's what he was giving to me, because he said we did have those conversations. But he kind of talked around it a little bit. Like, is Brady cheating specifically? Is that what Pierce is saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just saying that, first of all, Brady cannot go to practice. So I do want to be clear about that.
Oh, okay.
That
so
is part of the rules.
Important.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's important. So that is part of the rules. He cannot attend that Friday practice or what have you. And he can do production meetings, but he has to do them on Zoom. He can't be in the facility. But obviously, he's going to be getting stuff from the rest of the Fox production broadcast, and then he'll be on the field before the game and all that stuff. I think what Pierce is saying is that even Brady just being like in the broadcaster world, he's able to pick up stuff on the opponents for the Raiders, right? Because he's all around the league now. He's talking to all different types of people, whether it's specifically in the production meeting or not. Brady's got, contacts and connections all over the league, and any kind of tidbit that he picks up along the way can be funneled back to the Raiders.
Yeah, I think that's actually irrelevant. I think the only thing that matters is he getting actual aid? Because he could do that if he's not a broadcaster, call all these people anyway. I think it's got to be very specific. Is there a smoking gun? He gave me something from this production meeting. Or Antonio Pierce, the fact that he said practice and you're saying he can't go, there's a little vagueness here. That's what I'm saying. There's an out for Brady, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Pierce says he did help me. So that kind of feels like
But he
something.
also said that Tom Brady's so brilliant in football as a partial owner. I think he was also alluding to the fact that he's going to be great as a partial owner because he's such a great analyst of the game. He's like, which is something you said could happen. I don't think you said guaranteed it, but you said, hey, maybe Brady's so smart he'll help the Raiders.
We'll see. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Pierce also said in that interview that Brady is involved in everything. And he said even in him getting fired. So if we're wondering if he's crushing tape on North Dakota tight ends, turns out he is.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Well, Drop Sam's got the flag in his hand, streaming Maggie and Perloff across this land. He's cracking a cold one before the sun, saying Columbus Day's the holiday when the party's just begun. So raise a glass to the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Drop Sam shouts out with a loud hallelujah. He's singing along with that YouTube stream, and Maggie and Perloff are living the dream. But old Peter Bellotti, he ain't in sight. Skipped out on work like every holiday night. Stars and stripes hanging on the old porch rail. Sam's got a cooler like a Columbus Day sale. Neighbors shake their heads, but they all still grin, 'cause every holiday's a reason for Sam to dive in. So raise a glass to the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Uncle Sam shouts out with a loud hallelujah. He's singing along with that YouTube stream. Maggie and Perloff are living the dream. But old Peter Bellotti, he ain't in sight. Skipped out on work every holiday day. He called out again like don't count on me. Maggie's laughing, Perloff shaking his head. Sam's got 3 flags stuck out on the shed. Fireworks cracking on a Monday night, celebrating Columbus by neon light. So pour one out for the land of the free. Drunkle Sam's the king of holiday TV. He's dancing around to that WFAN jam with Maggie Perloff in his red, white, blue can. Somewhere Bellotti's still fast asleep. Columbus Day secrets that he'll never keep. Yeah. Of his holidays, even if people never shows up anyway. Well, Uncle Sam's got the flag in his hand, streaming Maggie and Perloff across this land. He's cracking a cold one before the sun, saying Columbus Day's the holiday where the party's just begun. So raise a glass to the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Druncle Santa Maria. Druncle Sam shouts salute with a loud hallelujah. He's singing along with that YouTube stream. Maggie and Perloff living the dream. But old Peter Bellotti nowhere to be. He called out again like don't count on me. Maggie's laughing, Perloff shaking his head. Sam's got 3 flags stuck out on the shed. Fireworks cracking on a Monday night, celebrating Columbus by neon light. So pour one out for the land of the free. Drunken Sam's the king of holiday TV. He's dancing around to that WFAN jam with Maggie Perloff in his red, white, blue can. And somewhere Bellotti's still fast asleep. Columbus Day secrets that he'll never keep. Yeah, Sam's the spirit of this holiday, even if Pete Bellotti never shows up anyway.
Seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Here's the snap. Back to pass. Fires. It's intercepted. Picked off by Terrell Bernard. Coming the other way and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Terrell Bernard, Mr. Fourth Quarter, comes up huge. He read Tua like a book.
Thank you to the Bills Radio Network. That was arguably the biggest moment of the game. There was a penalty call earlier in the fourth quarter that was also big, a roughing the punter that extended a Bills drive. But Tua getting picked off, oh boy. I mean, right when the offense was really starting to, get going, Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
They're in this game in Buffalo. Could have been a game that turned around their entire season, and instead Tua comes up with the big mistake.
Yeah, if you watch a highlight and you know what's going to happen, you're like, don't throw that. Oh, my God. It's a little similar to the pick that he threw on fourth down last week against the Patriots. I mean, here's the thing about Miami. Like, their offense right now is so dink and dunk because I think they don't want Tua to get hit because they're scared. So they just show so many short passes. It's so hard to matriculate up and down the field that many times to beat an offense like Buffalo. They're not explosive, and that's what happens. Eventually, you're going to make a mistake. And I think the Buffalo defense was creeping up because Tua was he didn't have time to throw deep, and B, he didn't seem interested in throwing deep. So it kind of was a mess, even though the game was close.
On that particular interception, yeah, it's Tua's fault. Like, he should have seen Terrell Bernard. He did not see him. But they also were mentioning on the alternate broadcast on Amazon, I got to have a shout out to because it's like this sort of analytics dude who pops up every once in a while and just gives you a little nugget. And he said right before that play that the Dolphins are not only the number one team in the NFL for throwing in the red zone, but also throwing these out routes. And then basically that's how Tua got picked off. The nerd pops up in his little window.
His name is Sam, by the way.
Sam. Thank you,
Schwartzstein.
Sam Schwartzstein. Shout out to you, Sam, because you were right on the money on that. You should win an Emmy for it because it's exactly what happened. And that's on the coaching staff there, too, because Mike McDaniel is supposed to be this genius. What did Sean McDermott say, EJ? He's revolutionizing
revolutionary offense.
Right, after they scored 70 against the Broncos a couple years ago. And that was as easy a play as Terrell Bernard will have in his career.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of looked at that game. Josh Allen needed to turn it on. He could. He is that guy is pretty good. Those little shuttle passes. He starts to move, and other quarterbacks kind of lose their eyesight and everything. Like, he feels like he's in total control. Like, he breaks through the line. He's like, I might pass, I might run. I haven't really decided yet. Doesn't really bother me. Like, there's no stress on his face. Maybe it's the opponent, but gosh, he looks confident right now.
He does. 888-710-4ISN. The big takeaway for me from the Buffalo side of last night's game was just, is this defense actually Super Bowl caliber? And to me, the answer is no. I'm critical of this team, maybe too much so because I'm a fan, so I've got all the baggage that comes with it. But I just think that the defense coming into the season was the Achilles heel. And yeah, the yardage numbers and stuff are not that impressive for what Miami did last night. But the one stat that jumps out to me is they were 10 for 15 on third down.
Yeah.
And those were not 3rd and 1. You guys want to bring up all the times the Bills failed? Yeah, I'm going to think about alcohol.
But then again,
these are 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8, and they're getting these chunk plays to Waddle and to Tyreek Hill. I mean, the Bills always have played this kind of bend don't break defense, but at the same time, like, you could have gotten off the field a lot quicker and let Josh Allen go back to work.
I don't know. I mean, they let up 50 yards, Tyreek Hill, and 46 or something to Jalen Waddle.
But it was timely. Where were the timely yards? Like, they were.
It was just that is not like a perfect offense. You don't want to have to convert on sort of lucky plays on third down again and again. I think the Bills were laying way, way back. Even on those third down situations, they're like, as long as we don't let Tyreek Hill get over the top, we'll eventually control this game.
But we saw, even when Tua gets a little bit of pressure on him, what happens? He's throwing the ball God knows where, Like, when Tua gets a little bit of pressure, it's going out of bounds somewhere. I don't know.
Well, he throws it away a lot.
And that's like, they should have maybe done a little bit more of that, but that's not really with the Bills' MO.
There was one, by the way.
Sometimes, but not against the Dolphins.
One play that summed up Miami's offense. Tua drops back, and he sees the screen option to his left, And then he looks downfield. Then he goes back to the screen option. This guy gets blown up when he catches the ball. Did you guys see that play?
Oh, my God. That guy got destroyed.
Yeah, it was the quarterback was just waiting, and it was like, oh.
Who was it?
Dolphins.
Washington or something? Who got blown up? Yeah.
Yeah, it was so hard to watch. And there was like 3 plays like that where 2 of it was like, I gotta dump it off here. And the poor guy would just get demolished 6 yards behind the line.
You know, I wonder about that sometimes. Where do you have guys making business decisions? Who got called out on the broadcast last week? Oh, Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas, yeah.
Got called out on the broadcast about whether or not he was making business decisions because, you know, Trevor Lawrence, for all of his talent, throws hospital balls. And does Tua maybe do a little of the same thing? And if guys are like, listen, we're losing here. This is a losing season with a coach that's on the hot seat. You're flying banners over the stadium to fire the guy. Why am I going over the middle? Why am I going to hang in this play to get my brain scrambled?
A lot of the third downs, they were throwing over the middle and sort of intermediate passes. Yeah, I mean, the way Tua throws seems kind of dangerous as a receiver. I get it. The amazing thing, Tua had 34 attempts, and he had 22 completions for 146 passing yards. They are not the Miami of 2 years ago.
No, this thing got to start over. They showed some fight last night, but
they did.
But what are we doing here? So you can show effort, and now all of a sudden everyone gets to stay? That is lame.
Well, the funny thing about it is their schedule, like the Bills, gets easier. They have the Jets next weekend at Carolina, and then Chargers, then at Cleveland. So those could be possibly the top 3 picks in next year's draft.
If Justin Fields is back for that game, you should win that game. EJ.
I was actually literally thinking, I was like, we might
it's in Miami.
Those guys.
It's in Miami, though.
I don't know if that really matters for the Jets.
I think Miami's favored in that game.
Maybe.
Oh, they'll be favored. The Miami's been favored, I think, every game before this game, and they've still been losing. So I think that they definitely could lose to the Jets.
They could, but I've got to tell you, the Jets are 0-2, Carolina's 0-2, Cleveland's 0-2. So that's an opportunity for them because Buffalo's tough. And I think if the Dolphins play that game last night against a worse team, they probably win.
It doesn't feel like a classic letdown, though. Like you have this, spirited effort against the Bills that come up short, and you think, all right, we come home, we got the Jets, we'll get right back on track. That feels like vintage Dolphins.
But it's Monday night, and they have a huge rest in between.
Yeah, that's true, too.
That game is Monday night?
Jets Dolphins on Monday night?
No.
Oh, looks like I'm sleeping in on Monday.
Yep. 7:15 start. I think it's a doubleheader.
Another one?
Sorry.
I'm on very little sleep this
bad
week.
news this week, apparently.
All right, let's get to some NFL previews. All right, EJ's going to give us a game. We'll tell you in 60 seconds or less everything you need to know about that game. EJ, go ahead.
All right, so the Browns look to get their first win at home. Tough task, though. They got the Packers coming to Cleveland.
When are we going to Shedeur?
Yeah, I'm still watching this game to see if Joe Flacco's bad and they start going to Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, it's actually going to be Gabriel. I'm kind of joking around.
Yeah.
But what I'm a little interested in this game is that Cleveland's defense has been good and Green Bay's defense is amazing. So it's a little defense on defense.
I think Green Bay's going to have a bit of I think they're going to win the game, but there's going to be at some point a bit of a letdown because they've been getting a lot of hype.
Indiana Jones goes on the road for the first time. They face the Titans, who are still winless in Tennessee.
I feel a little bad for my guy Cam Ward because his numbers are not good, but he's playing really, really well. This is actually a slightly tough game, a divisional game for the Colts. I've seen some people picking the Titans outright in this game. I can't quite get there because the receivers stink in Tennessee, but I have more faith in Dan Jones than you do, Maggie.
Okay, I like the Titans defense. I really do. They get after it. They're kind of nasty. They play through the whistle. Dan Jones, Indiana Jones, has an unfortunate injury history, and I'd be watching out for this one, Pearl, because he's going to get hit in this game if he runs.
The backup bowl happens in Minneapolis. You got the Bengals traveling to the Vikings this weekend.
Yeah, Carson Wentz v. Jake Browning would not be my ideal backup quarterback battle. We can maybe talk about that another time. But listen, this to me is so important for the Bengals. If you actually think Joe Burrow could come back at all this season from the turf toe injury, then it starts with games like this where you have to be able to hang in with Minnesota and show you can keep the ship afloat, bro.
The total for this game is 41.5. I was surprised because I feel like Jake Browning can put a lot of yards and a lot of points on the board. I guess that might be a reflection of Carson Wentz, and maybe both teams want to slow it down. I feel like we're going to see a lot of touchdowns and a lot of interceptions. I'm excited for this game.
Steelers look to get back on track going on the road. They travel to Foxborough to face the Patriots.
This is a huge game, by the way,
Yep.
for both teams, I would say.
I agree.
I'm really worried about that Steelers run defense. Not that the Patriots have been explosive at all, but it feels like the Steelers, what happened to the Steelers defense, like consistency-wise?
That, and also for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked good against week 1 against the Jets, but then against Seattle, you had the game. You're in a tie game at home, and then it got away from you because of a special teams gaffe. But, I mean, if you're Rodgers, and if you actually think the Steelers are a playoff team, he's got to be able to help them win a game like this.
Yeah, I mean...
And I think the Patriots feel like they're a fringe playoff team.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the defense is good enough, even if Aaron Rodgers does play well. They're 27th in EPA against the run and 28th against the pass. It's a very bizarre situation considering you still have TJ Watt.
A tight Rams t-shirt or jersey is on the line when LA travels to Philly this weekend. 2 undefeated teams, Rams versus Eagles.
Whose house?
Yeah, Rams house. I'm currently dressed as a diehard Rams fan as I'm paying off my bet today to listener Big Friendly. So if you're watching on the live stream, youtube.com/InfinitySportsNet, twitch.tv/Infinity Sports Network, and on my X account at Maggie Gray.
I want to see those daddy cool muscles popping.
I hope it's funny because normally I hope that the Rams kind of win, get a little revenge, Pearl, on your Eagles, maybe ram the Tush push down their throat, something like that. But now that I'm in this Rams getup and I hate face paint so much, now I hope the Eagles take it to them.
The Eagles ranked 29th in offense through 2 games. After week 1, everyone was worried about the defense. Now Kevin Patullo, the new offensive coordinator, is enemy number 1 in Philadelphia. People are watching him closely. This garbage offense will not work against the Rams. They got to start throwing the ball.
Rams defense is Super Bowl contender level.
Definitely.
This game is number 1 on EJ's uniform power rankings. The Jets travel to Tampa where the Bucs will be wearing their white creamsicle uniforms from the 80s.
Okay. I feel like with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, the Jets have a chance here because talking about a letdown, Baker Mayfield was exalted after last week's win. I felt like America wanted to build a Baker Mayfield statue because he beat the Texans. I feel like that Tampa Bay was getting a lot of hype this week. Maybe they have an emotional letdown. Maybe they overlooked the Jets, and this game is more dangerous than you think.
Sorry, I don't see it. I think that the Bucs are going to win. I think they're going to cover. Tyrod Taylor, I know you're saying like the floor is high, but the ceiling is low.
Solid.
What are you doing? If you're not running the ball and you're the Jets, then you're stupid. And the Bucs are one of the hardest teams to run against in the NFL. I'm sorry, EJ, I don't see it.
No Clancy, no Kalizer Clancy.
Yeah, but they got Vita Vea.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's like 2 guys in 1.
Yeah, good point.
Let's hope Brady tells Geno not to throw 3 picks in this one. The Raiders travel to Washington where it is still questionable whether Jaden Daniels will play.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
Yeah, when's the Brady effect going to kick in?
By the way, we talked last week. He was helping Antonio Pierce. That team was terrible last year.
Also, he was helping the offense. They didn't score a touchdown in the last game. 3 field goals only. Although they looked kind of explosive against the Patriots. You know, this is the Geno Smith experience, right? You can move the ball down the field, but he's probably going to throw a couple picks. And I think the Commanders' defense can win this game, even if Jaden Daniels is either out or compromised.
Yeah, I want Mariota to play. Honestly, start protecting him. I think Mariota is a very high-end backup. He played great in 2 games last year. I think he can win this game. I think Washington, I'm sorry, because you keep talking about it, has to be conservative about Jaden Daniels after the RG3 thing a decade ago.
Raheem Morris says he has the best player in the NFL in Bijan Robinson, which should make a trip to Carolina fairly easy, right? Falcons play the Panthers this weekend.
Yeah, by the way, I saw a funny tweet about that's why you don't put head coaches in contract negotiation situations. This is going to be brought up many times. You know, Michael Penix's quarterback looks good too. When is this going to result in consistent winning in Atlanta, having this talent? That is what I worry about. And this game actually makes me nervous too, because this is a desperate Panthers team. You've seen flashes at the somehow Bryce Young keeps doing it. He looks terrible. Then last week in the 4th quarter, he looked like a all-pro. So I'm definitely nervous for Atlanta here. Atlanta, I'm going to ask this until they actually get to the playoffs. When is that talent going to equal consistent winning, Maggie?
No, we have 10 commandments on this show. It's not like a religious thing. It's a sports betting thing. And one is thou shalt not bet on the Atlanta Falcons. This has nothing to do with the Super Bowl. You just cannot bet on the Falcons, and I would not in this spot. Here's what I'm thinking. If the Falcons lose this game, which I think is completely possible, then they're frauds. And if the Panthers lose this game, they might go over. Like,
no.
Number one overall pick. Maybe not over, but I think they're careening towards the number one overall pick again. They've played some games that have just not looked good. And I know they came back a little on the Cardinals, but that had a lot to do with Arizona.
But remember, they picked it up last year a little bit.
I just don't know what they do if they get a high draft pick. Do you draft another quarterback? I think you have to.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
We love Penix. Don't cut that, Manny.
This is number 2 on EJ's uniform game rankings. The Jaguars were wearing their throwback uniforms when they faced the Texans at home.
So we spent a lot of time this week talking about Bears coach Ben Johnson calling out Caleb Williams. You might not have noticed DeMeco Ryans was critical about his quarterback, C.J. Stroud. He was asked about the quarterback plays, like we were 2 for 9 on third down. I think he put some of that on Stroud. Stroud is holding on the ball too long. I know his offensive line stinks, but it doesn't either. The guys are covered or he doesn't know where to go for the ball. I'm watching C.J. Stroud very closely in this game because that is a team that should be in the playoffs. But if they go for 3, it's really bad.
Yeah, what I'm looking forward to or to see is whether or not we get a Trevor Lawrence, Liam Cohen in-game dust-up again. Like, what is the relationship between these guys? You know, Cohen is being critical of Trevor Lawrence, rightfully so, because he's throwing those hospital balls and guys are getting alligator arms because of it. And then Trevor Lawrence literally waved him off.
And Cohen also, I mean, those guys got to catch the ball.
Well, I think they're seeing they're seeing the defenders because Lawrence is not putting them in a good spot to make those catches.
Those receivers were terrible last week.
But Brian Thomas is a good receiver. I think he's just like he's flinching. Easy for me to say from the couch. Yeah.
The Chargers have their first true home game at SoFi Stadium, which means it will probably be 50% Broncos fans when Denver travels to L.A. this weekend.
I'm really interested to see what the Broncos do here because they've played some tough defenses their defense is supposed to be all world and the Chargers defense I think is legit. And I just want to see how this operation is going to work. I thought the Broncos were going to look just sort of a lot crisper than they have. Granted, it's early in the season. And how does Bo Nix navigate this Chargers defense, which has made Patrick Mahomes and Geno Smith both look pretty uncomfortable?
This is the game of the week to me because these are 2 really tough teams, and it's going to tell us so much. If the Chargers win this and it looks good, then I think we're talking about the Chargers. A is the strong front runner in that division, and B is a AFC contender.
Go Chargers, go!
Saints couldn't get a win at home. They'll try to go on the road this time. They'll face Seattle in Seattle, the Seahawks that is, at 4 o'clock, starting the 4 o'clock window here.
Hey, so you guys have noticed like some positive buzz about Saints quarterback Spencer Rattler. People say generally nice things. Do you know he's 0 for 8 as a starter? 0-8? Like he hasn't won a game yet, which is weird because he's pretty good. I swear I've watched a lot of Saints football for some reason. Like he's a spunky little quarterback. Seattle, on the other hand, did you notice the first game they were awful running the ball, just like terrible. Last week they were amazing running the ball. So if Seattle's going to be this good team, they have to commit to the run and they need to be successful here. I think they win, but I don't think they're fully formed. I don't think they know who they are yet.
It's interesting. Who did they play last week, though, who maybe...
Pittsburgh.
Right, and their run defense is suspect. So
yeah.
We're just talking about that. Can the Saints put up a little more fight? You know, Spencer Rattler, you're right, PFF, like the nerds at PFF, you have him as like the second best of the second-year quarterbacks in terms of a lot of metrics. To me, if Seattle's going to be serious about the Sam Darnold era here, then you just got to put the Saints away. You're a 7.5-point favorite at home. This has got nothing's easy in the NFL, but this can't be like a one-score game with 5 minutes left to go and you're asking Darnold to go down and win the game for you.
I agree. It's kind of a tell on where the Seahawks are.
Hey, Seattle.
A date with Mike is on the line in Chicago as the Cowboys take on the Bears.
Mike in Dallas called before. He's got to pick the winner of this game, and he gets to go out with a woman that he says way out of his league. I think the Bears are out of the Cowboys league right now. Now, it's a 1.5 point spread, but I just don't trust the Bears. I do not. I think there's way more here, both on the surface, Perloff, and underneath. They're 0-2. Obviously, they'll be desperate. The coach is calling out everybody in press conferences from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He can't stop. If this goes to 0-3, I think you see Bears fans start to turn.
Yeah. It's funny. Ben Johnson was amazing as a run coach last year. They have they're last in the league in design run plays. Their running game is awful. Their defense is awful. Caleb Williams, I'm going against the grain, has played better this year for sure. All the numbers indicate that. But if you're the worst running team and the worst defense in the league, it's going to make the quarterback look bad too. I like Dallas as well.
First place on the line in the NFC West as the Cardinals face the 49ers, who get their home opener this week.
I'm so mad about this, Maggie.
What?
I want to see the Mac Jones experiment because we are seeing the system quarterback debate play out in real time with the Niners. Can Kyle Shanahan make any quarterback look good? And then Brock Purdy is practicing, and he's probably going to play. I've watched a couple of Cardinals games. They're not great so far. So this feels like San Francisco probably. I think Purdy's going to play. Has a big edge here. But the Cardinals can run, though. I honestly don't know what to make of either of these teams right now.
I was surprised the spread was this small. 2.5.
Really?
San Francisco favorite.
Well, I mean, Arizona's 2-0, but you're saying the opponents were so bad?
Well, exactly. They went on the road to face the Saints, and then they're home for the Panthers, and they kind of had to, they kind of turned off the Jets and had to turn them back on at the end of that game because they got out to this big lead, and then Carolina came back on them. I think every one of these games, it's an opportunity to figure out who's going to be the playmaker for the San Francisco offense outside of Christian McCaffrey. Who's going to be that next guy who can really be reliable for them?
And I'll tell you, the Cardinals defense will hit you, too. So these injury-prone Niners, this is going to be a physical battle.
And we wrap with Sunday Night Football, where the Chiefs will travel to East Rutherford, New Jersey, to face the New York Giants. Fun fact, Patrick Mahomes, the leading rusher for both teams in this game.
Yeah, by the way.
Not fun for Patrick.
So, Manny, you're a Giants fan. What was the secret weapon for the Giants this year? The one unit that was going to distinguish them?
The front four.
Yes,
on the
they drafted
side.
Abdul Carter to add to a pass rusher, which was great last year. They ranked 26 in the league in pressure rate when they don't blitz.
Nice.
They're not even getting to the quarterback, and they put all their resources on the D-line. Russell Wilson's going to have to dominate this game, which is not good.
Is Brian Daboll going to do that thing again where he puts Jackson Dart in for a couple plays as a tease so Chris Jones can gobble them up?
Yeah, last week it was 3 plays. I'm thinking more 6-7 plays this week for Jackson Dart.
Do you think Russell Wilson can have the same moonball magic that he did against Dallas against the Chiefs?
The Chiefs defense is good.
That Chiefs secondary, these guys are going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Trent McDuffie in them.
But then again, the Chiefs offense, not good.
No, their offense is not very good. But to your point, are the Giants actually going to make them pay for that?
Yeah, well, I keep talking about the run game. The Chiefs' run game is abysmal. I mean, just terrible with Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. So that's got to make the Giants feel a little confident.
We'll get to Monday night on Monday. The barn burner, Lions-Ravens. Excited for that one. Okay, so that was a little bit on every game. We've got lots of college for you as well with a very fun quarterback matchup. Patrick Mahomes light, Dylan Raiola against Bryce Underwood of Michigan. We'll get to that next. Maggie Perloff.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Ruber showed up with a racket in hand, talking like he's finally the man with the plan. Said this year's mine, been training all fall. Daily just laughed, didn't sweat it at all. First serves in and the crowd leans in. By the first few games, it's looking like a sin. Rube swinging wild, chasing every ball, but Daly's got answers for them all. Rube just can't be dead, it's the same old song. Every forehand's fired, every backhand strong. The score's lopsided, the outcome's clear, and Peter Bellotti still ain't here. While Rubu's out there losing in the heat, Gub's on the mic, Perloff's in retreat, filling in smooth, keeping fans on the line, taking that show and making it shine. But back on the court, it's another route. Daly's running Rube in and out. It's 6 love quick, no mercy shown. Rube is already wishing he stayed at home. Rube just can't be dead, it's the same old song. Every forehand smile, every backhand strong. The score's lopsided, the outcome's clear. And Peter Bellotti still ain't here. While Rube's out there losing in the heat, Gubs on the mic, Perloff symmetry, filling in smooth, keeping fans on the line, taking that show and making it shine. But back on the court, it's another route. Daly's running Rube in and out. It's 6 love quick, no mercy shown. Rube's already wishing he stayed at home. Rube just can't beat that, it's a losing streak. Doesn't matter if it's here or week. Joe's running hot, Perloff's nowhere near, and Peter Bellotti still ain't here. No smile, no cheer. Daly just grinned. See you next year.
It's 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. This NASCAR race preview is sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. All right, Manny Tires, what do we got?
Well, guys, we are in week 4 of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, and we head to one of America's most beautiful secrets, New Hampshire. It's the Mobile 1 301 from New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the playoff field. It's been cut down to 12. Championship hopes have ended for Austin Dillon, Shane Van Gisbergen, Alex Bowman, and Josh Berry. But of the 12 men left, Joe Gibbs Racing, Hendrick Motorsports, and Penske Racing, they each have 3 drivers left in the competition. 3 races in the round of 12, and it kicks off with the Mobile 1 301 from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Green flag waves on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Manny, just because you've never heard of New Hampshire doesn't mean the rest of us haven't.
Whatever happened to the old Hampshire? That's what I like to find out.
Well done.
Do they call themselves that?
What, New Hampshire?
America's favorite secret? What was it called?
The most beautiful secret. Have you ever seen all the greenery that's in New Hampshire?
By the way,
Did they come up with that, or did you come up with that?
I came up with that because I saw pictures of New Hampshire and I was like, wow, this is gorgeous. Who knew New Hampshire had all this
Everybody.
speaking of which, by the way, guess who's working on a little foliage trip coming up in the
He's
next
going
few
to New
weeks?
Hampshire.
I'm going to Vermont.
Yeah, well,
Close enough.
Because my nephew plays soccer in Albany, which is right below Vermont.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, Maggie, you know this area.
Yeah, no,
I'm
this
going to see
is-
some oranges. I'm going to see some yellows. I'm going to see some greens.
Yeah, reds, the whole deal.
It's
the most beautiful thing you can do. It's so, like, you're just in awe that nature is this beautiful.
I mean, I rank foliage number one as a natural phenomenon.
And you were just at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
so
I
you've
hated
seen
that.
a lot of national
I
phenomena.
was terrified the whole time, if you recall.
The leaves can't hurt you.
Yeah, the leaves are harmless. I mean, what, you're gonna
What if you
drown in
slip
maple
on it and
syrup?
fall into the canyon?
Down a rock crevasse.
No, the leaves in New Hampshire are harmless. There's nowhere to fall in New Hampshire.
You got to be careful with those hiking trails.
Definitely. You can find danger anywhere, especially your family, because you guys are such big, like thrill seekers.
Yeah, I mean, they're black
Your
bears.
wife's side.
I mean, listen, we're talking before I go up on my foliage trip, I'm going to check the black bear and brown bear populations.
You just got out of shark season. Now you're on to black bear season.
I know. The sharks are everywhere now.
I know you remind us constantly, even though we never go
I
in the
literally
water.
did step in the ocean once this summer, but I still am monitoring all activity just in
Sarah
case.
is craving some kind of adventure.
You've thrown me for a geographical loop, by the way. I had no idea that Albany and Vermont were that close.
Get out of here. Come on.
No, I'm totally wrong.
Hand to God.
They're right
Totally
there.
No idea.
No, it's bizarre. Albany is almost bordering Vermont. Albany's
Yes.
not that far north.
Guys.
Maggie, this is 100% real.
Is this,
Hands in the
is this
air.
Marash who thought that
No.
Egypt was next to Brazil?
If you had asked me to draw a map of the greater New England area, Vermont and New Hampshire would have been completely to the right of New York, never even flirting with Albany.
Oh, we got.
So who do you think is in between Vermont and New York?
Let's get this guy a
Connecticut or
map.
something?
No. I knew that Vermont and New York had a border.
Okay.
The fact that the border is adjacent to Albany specifically, because I know how to get to Albany, and I didn't think going to Albany got me that close to Vermont.
Yeah.
I thought Vermont was far more, well, not far more, but significantly easter of Albany.
So if I gave you an outline of the 50 states, would you be able to identify all 50 states?
Oh, we
yeah,
gotta
I
do a
know we're
show.
Vermont and New Hampshire. I'm talking about just the connection of Vermont and Albany specifically.
You know what I do? I always confuse Vermont for Maine when we do this thing. Like, for some reason, I always think
Maine's on top.
No, I know, but
Damn
for some
right.
reason, I always think of Vermont being the furthest north. So I'm like, oh man, like that's a far drive. Andrea loves to go to Albany all the time. I mean, it's not Albany, Jesus, Vermont all the time. And I'm like, oh man, like that seems like a far drive. She's like, it's like 3.5 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know.
oh, yeah,
that's,
you're
what,
right.
that's what me and Bogusch
Yeah.
are talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's way closer.
Anyway, so you're going with the family.
Yeah, we're going to Albany, and then we're still planning. We have 4 dates. My nephew, not to brag, is a starting back on RPI Division II soccer.
Yeah, that's not a brag.
No.
Wingback?
Yeah, you were saying if it was Division I, it would be a brag. If it was
Yeah,
at
well, you
Duke,
said I thought he was at Albany, which is a Division I.
That's where Jared
school.
Verse went.
Albany's a Division I
Proud
soccer
member of my
program?
Rams.
I would
That's
think
right.
so.
Yes, they
They're
are.
Division I in most things.
They
Yeah.
are. Yes.
Albany?
Yes, the Great Danes. Yes.
Not football. I mean, they're FCS. right?
That's an FC.
Yes.
That's still a Division I school, but FCS.
Oh my God! I can't believe I'm with a bunch of Albany fans.
And by the way, this is Albany's fault on my geography confusion, because Albany's
Why?
not as west in New York as I thought it was.
Yeah, no,
Did they move Albany recently?
probably.
Has that
Yeah, we
relocated?
had a
Did
vote
do that?
without
Whatever
you.
happened to the old Albany?
Yeah, that's what happened with conference realignment.
Yeah, right. They're part of the
Albany
ACC
East.
now.
Just moving towns left and right.
They have now a big rivalry with Cal Berkeley.
Do you guys want to do a show trip for foliage? It sounds like Andrea's into it. EJ?
She would definitely be into that. She would definitely be into that.
I'm busy that day.
It's awesome.
I don't like the fall.
What?
I'm not crazy about fall either.
Reminds me winter is coming, which means seasonal
You want to
depression.
leave? Let's go.
You guys are not into fall?
I'm good.
Nah,
I like it when it's 90 degrees and insufferable outside.
same.
You
No,
don't
no,
have
it's
fall as
okay
the
to
number
like
one ranked
summer,
season. There's
but-
something very wrong with you.
It's the third
Oh,
best
I'm
season
aware.
to me.
I mean, it's fall and spring to me are basically the same thing, just they go in different directions.
No.
Cold to hot to cold, but they're both great.
No, spring's way rainier.
Nothing quite like being, November 2nd and, it's the sun goes down at 5 o'clock and you're starting to get cold. It stinks. It stinks.
But you have football.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Season's
Apple
already over
cider.
by November.
That's because you guys just happen to root for the bad
to a
team.
show that's not in America? Like, what is happening right now? You just said until you have football.
I mean, football's good. There's not much else I got nothing else besides that.
Pumpkin patches.
Maybe he's counting down to the Knicks opener in Abu Dhabi.
What do you
got
understand, Maggie?
nothing.
For 20 years of my life, that was like not a good thing for me.
I hear you. But now it's good.
It's great now, but yeah, for a while it was like, oh, great. I get to see some more Andrea Bargnani this year.
If you didn't have Trent Grisham to sweat, Manny, you would hate the summer. What else does the summer give you? You know Jalen Brunson.
Tanning weather.
I also hate cold weather
Hot
baseball.
dogs. Barbecues.
I can make you a hot dog whenever you want.
This whole conversation is just making me sad.
Well, they say about ice cream that the sales of ice cream are high all year round. Doesn't have to be like from the grocery store. People buy ice cream all the time.
Yeah,
not just in the summer.
Andrea must be like the number one seller or whatever because she eats ice cream as if it's like it's going out of style in the winter. I'm like, why would you want ice cream?
No,
And it's
I
30
like
degrees
this
outside.
chick more the more I hear about her. Let's get
She probably likes fall.
This is her Super Bowl.
This is everybody. It is. September 1st.
You've been counting down the days till
season.
fall.
This is life. This is all the sports going on at once. Foliage, pumpkin flavors, everything is perfect.
Well, I'll be honest, they overdid it with the pumpkin crap.
You know what? You're in this too? Like what?
Oh, look at her. She's got no value today.
I look like I have every disease from the
cares?
Oregon Trail all in one. Because my face is painted because I'm paying off a bet to Big Friendly and the Rams colors blue and yellow. Guys, shocker, not my colors.
You go Oregon, huh?
I didn't mean to say it that way.
Overdue pumpkin flavors. Football. Who cares? What? What is going
I
on
blame
here?
Starbucks. They overdid it with the pumpkin stuff.
Easy. Be careful there.
Also, when
I
you
still
live
love
in a
Jordan.
city, also, and I know for parents it's different, but when you're a young adult and don't have kids, the fact that the kids are now together and they're running in packs, basically from once that school bell ends till about 6, 7 p.m., that is also terrible.
Amen. I hate
Summer,
kids.
That's
they're-
not just a city
summer,
thing, by
they're
the way.
spread out. They're all over the place. Sometimes they're even in different countries, different states, so it's not as bad.
Out of sight, out
There's
of mind.
nothing you want to see than a pack of kids that are between 13 and 17 that are in a mall or a store or a restaurant or a fast food place. It is the worst experience possible.
Co-sign on that.
kids. I hate
Co-sign on
them.
that for EJ. There's nothing more dicey than a pack of teenagers. They could do, or young teenagers.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, they're wildly dangerous. I'll give you that.
and they say mean things.
Yeah,
But
we
it's the
have
number
3 of
one.
them between
It's
us.
the best time to date. Like it's because everyone in the summer, everyone's dispersed.
Yeah.
Everyone gets back to the city. They're still in great shape from the summer tan. It's
nice to be outside
It's the
still.
number one social season of the year.
It looks like Maggie.
You had football. You had parties. Everybody parties in September and October. It is so far and away the best 2 months of the year.
We call that cuffing season.
Right, you gotta get together for the winter.
Yep.
No, that's a little later. I think September, you're still in the post-summer. Yeah, I love. Wait, Manny, what? I don't even know what to do with you.
Me either,
You're the
bro.
worst single person ever.
I am rather aware. I think all the women would echo that statement.
Listen, Big Friendly told you got to smell good and be where the women are. Did you remember put deodorant on today?
What's up? What's up, Maggie?
Are we going to get a verdict?
Well, there are no women here.
I was gonna say
There's
this.
one married woman in the studio. It's awesome, but
And I
like a
look like
bug
the
right now.
Walking Dead.
yeah, she's somewhat terrifying right now. Let's face it. You wake up to that, and it's like, whoa, what did I drink last night?
You only feel the feet first. You're like, wait a minute. Whoa.
I don't have.
What's this on my leg?
I don't have a Great Dane.
Just thinking to yourself, was her face painted last night? What did I drink?
Damn it, Jack Daniels.
And there's just blue and gold paint across your lips.
Man, if you go to the Knicks watch party, just swap that out for blue and orange face paint.
Yeah, I have blue and orange face paint all over my lips.
Let
Fun.
this be a lesson to everybody. Don't paint your face. You look awful.
I just don't think those are your colors.
They are not.
The color is not the problem. It's the lack of color.
You actually
the faintness of them is the problem.
You did paint your face Bills a couple years ago. It looked great.
That was different. I
Yeah,
had
it
like
was
a
good
makeup
paint.
artist that came in. Allie is amazing makeup artist.
Yeah.
She does brides. She
Yeah.
does me, Boomer, Geo, all that stuff. She's
Clowns,
phenomenal.
easy
I was asking her to like really. I was like, "Can you do this in 10 minutes?" When that woman came in, she spent 45 minutes doing my face.
It's not the makeup art. It's the actual makeup is too. It's not bright
It's too
enough.
faint.
Yeah. The Bills' makeup was popped.
I feel like you got like a quarter of the paint you needed to actually really paint your face.
Well, the other part too, it's not like I cheaped out on it. This cost me almost $20.
Golly.
When you met your husband
What are
that
these college
famous
kids
day,
spending on paint?
was your face painted in either Mets colors or Bills colors?
No, it was in a dark bar.
Okay.
I had it working for me, not against me.
It was a dark bar, and he woke up the next morning and you had face paint. No, I mean, I was implying that you guys went home that night.
Yeah. No.
Face
right.
paint, but hey, hold hands.
Yeah,
though.
Perloff, what kind of woman do you think I am?
You know what? I have no
Well,
idea.
at those feet.
Nobody does. That's on purpose.
You're sitting there wearing Elvis sunglasses, yellow face paint.
It's
and
all
a
on the table.
Giant Rams medallion. What kind of woman do you think I am? I have no idea.
One that probably wouldn't get a drink purchase from me.
Probably not. The Elvis glasses, I think, are kind of saving it.
Sure.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
This is from the Elvis costumes. That Perloff and I actually have matching Elvis costumes.
Yeah, you just ooze drip right now, girl.
I'm like zombie Elvis.
Are we still using Riz these days, young people?
I believe so.
Not for me.
Yeah.
No, you would not get rizzed up in the streets of Manhattan today.
See, today is the day you don't want to go by a pack of teenagers because they will say mean things right to your face.
That lady got jaundice. She got half a jaundice.
Especially in New York City. Oh man, they're the worst.
It's like,
Hey,
yeah,
yo,
what's
what's
that
good with your
big-footed
face?
woman with that tuberculosis?
Hey, yo, Ma, what you got?
What you got,
feet are
bubonic
swollen.
plague, girl?
Damn, girl.
Got that fungus.
Yeah, the fungus.
Where'd you get those shacks, girl?
New Yorkers are mean.
Gotta have
Teenagers
that-
are the worst.
Gotta have the accent to it, too.
Yeah.
Jaundice. Jaundice.
Yeah.
Imagine if that's what the doctor sounded like.
I'm sorry, Maggie. You have a case of jaundice.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we got to take a break.
Great
Bogusch,
update, Bogusch.
you-
Thanks, Bills won. Back to you.
Is it sponsored? Do you have to stick around?
I don't.
You're welcome to. I'll leave that up to you. We have a lot more to do, though, today, including, finally, the NFL growing a backbone on the Tush push. We've got that. We've also got more from this Cowboys-Bears game next. She's a baddie.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Plans of this year's mine, been training all fall. Daily just laughed and sweated it all. First.
Here I come, size 15, hitting the floor. People say, Joe, what store's got more? Boots so big, they need their own zip code. Every step I take is a pothole road. Now I'm a size 9, that's still no small feat. Got sneakers lined up like cars on the street. When I stomp down, the coffee mug shake. Even the ref and Dallas did a double take. They say you can tell a show by the size of the kicks. We're stomping loud while Pete pulls his tricks. Big shoes to fill, yeah, we're kicking up dust. When we hit the street, the ground might just bust. But the control room is quiet, that's the real news thrill. 'Cause people are eating still, ain't showing up for the bill. Maggie called me once, said we're out of lace. I said you'll need a mile to wrap this base. But I'd trade these clompers just one day, you see, to find out where the heck Peopleati might be. I'm not 15, but my 9 still kicks. And I'm here every day while Pete pulls his tricks. He's more MIA than a Bigfoot in snow. Only difference is, we actually show. Cinderella tried, but she's free, no way. These ain't slippers, that's a sailboat, babe. And Pete's at home, yeah, doing who knows what, while we're wearing our souls and busting our butts. Big shoes to fill, and still no Pete at the grill. So if you're walking with us, you better keep pace. Our big old feet set the speed of the race. From the studio floor to the grocery aisle, our size 15s and 9s got their own style. Big shoes to fill, and still no pee at the grill. So if you're walking with us, you better keep pace. Our big old feet set the speed of the race. Big man, big gal, big shoes. Oh, still, that's a whole lot of shoe to fill.
One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie Perloff show. A lot of NFL today, but we won't get to Clayton Kershaw retiring. Announcing his retirement yesterday is a big deal, Pearl. Not that it was so shocking, but he's still pitching really well. So I actually was a bit surprised, and I wonder if it's going to stick. And we do have the college game that I'm looking forward to the most this weekend. There's a lot of good ones, but to me, Dylan Raiola of Nebraska against Bryce Underwood of Michigan is just really fun. I mean, Underwood's still so young. He's a true freshman, and Raiola's in his second year. But these are two highly touted guys that we thought for sure we're going to be seeing on Sundays. So, you know, early in their careers to get this matchup is fun.
Well, I think Dylan Raiola in particular was at one point generational. What happened was, in my opinion, he went to Nebraska, and that kind of hurt his trajectory. And also the Mahomes thing kind of hurt his trajectory. His stats look amazing right now.
Explain the Mahomes thing. People might not know.
That Dylan Raiola kind of looks like Patrick Mahomes, but then he mimics him down to every detail, whether it's the thing on his arm, his haircut, the way he carries himself, the way he celebrates. He basically is single white female in Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, like you know how Mahomes like gestures to the sideline to get the play in faster? He kind of does a little of that as well. It's interesting.
But he's off to a fast start, but you have to understand, we don't know. His first opponent was Cincinnati. I randomly, as you know, I've a very good friend's son plays for Houston Christian, who they played last week. That was not a game. Raiola was 15 for 21, 222, 2 touchdowns. Didn't even need to try. So he's got 8 touchdowns, no picks on the season. Michigan is such an enormous step up because Michigan's defense can be salty.
And I'm curious from the Michigan side because Bryce Underwood, who, against Oklahoma, that was a tough day for him. So
yeah, I mean, he's young.
Yeah, but, now we'll get to see against Nebraska, does it look any different? Has he grown more? He also got into it a little bit with one of his teammates on the sideline. Are we going to see stuff like that? Let's also not forget that Sharon Moore is suspended for this game. It's the suspension from the Connor Stallions thing.
Right.
So, just things that are a little bit different. You also got Texas Tech and Utah, which is a really fun one. That's at noon Eastern time. And Auburn, Oklahoma is a little the Jackson Arnold Bowl.
And what time is it locally?
The Utah game?
Yeah.
Utah, Texas Tech is 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
A little 10 a.m. football.
And then Illinois, Indiana, a top 10 matchup there. Chocolate Thunder is in Youngstown. Good morning, Thunder. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
I'm in face paint, so I've been better.
You look very, very good, by the way, because it's the Rams' house anyway.
Thunder, thank you. You must be blind.
But no, I'm a Rams fan. But I'm kind of upset with what you said about the Eagles, and I just feel like we're gonna let everything go when we play against the Eagles. I think their secondary is not all that great, so
Wait, you saying the Eagles secondary is not great?
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's true. But it's the Rams. Let me ask you a question. It's the Rams offense good? Because that Titans game, they did end up winning it, but it was tough. And the first week, they didn't do anything offensively.
Well, you know what? I think the offense is a little slow because they're trying to protect Stafford. So they're not going to just let everything. But our run game is pretty good. We're a well-balanced offense. So I just look at it like that. We're not all the way gelled yet, but the defense was going to hold us in.
Oh, yeah. The defense is so good. And also, you face two good defenses. Houston, they have offensive issues, but the defense looks good.
But why? Are you sure the Titans are good?
I think the Titans' defense is very good. I'm watching them fly around.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's still, to me, a little TBD.
But Matthew Stafford back is the most underrated thing that we talked about.
It was touch and go there for a second, Thunder. It really was. Thank you for the call. He's getting epidurals, reportedly, and, the whole offseason was will he, won't he. Basically, it was almost the second biggest story in the NFL offseason to Micah Parsons.
Well, yeah. I mean, you had Rodgers flirting with Steelers as usual. I just went to the YouTube stream just to see if, for some reason, you look better there.
No.
It's not that you look bad. You look like a badass on YouTube. Like it looks like you're wearing a chain and these dark sunglasses. Like you are the head of a biker gang or something.
The world's lamest biker gang.
It's like you have a Mad Max vibe going on here. Nothing at all like you do in person. In person, you look sickly. On the YouTube stream, you look tough. I'm serious. Check it out. I'm going to get on my Harley after this and ride home to New Jersey.
Yeah, I look like I'd fit in with the Hells Angels today?
100%.
Doubt it.
I do not. I'm wearing a Callaway golf top. I look like a middle-aged dad who's afraid of this biker chick next to me.
Yeah, I think I look scary because I looked like if I somehow sneezed or coughed on you, that you would end up in the hospital bed next to me.
Look at the YouTube stream, guys. Am I wrong, or is we onto something? Intimidating Maggie Gray.
I don't know about intimidating. You look like you don't give any Fs.
Yes,
that's the vibe I get. It's just like I don't care what you think about me. This is how I'm showing up.
Yeah, you don't care. You don't have any Fs for your liver either.
Yellow cirrhosis. I think that it's not that I don't care. It's that what am I supposed to do? I'm wearing this ridiculous face paint.
It's growing on me in a major way. I think you should start dressing like this. It's not just it's this chain you're wearing too.
Only took you 3 hours to get on her side.
Well, because in person it looks like, oh man, is this person next to me dying?
Yeah,
but
I look like I should be in my own separate part of the hospital ward.
No, it's picking up differently on camera. It is. It's intimidating.
Hooray! YouTube.com/infinity.
You know what?
House.
If Sean McDermott knew the rules and knew how to do clock management, this wouldn't have happened.
Mm.
Hey, when am I going to be?
That's a big ask.
Speaking of Rams Eagles, when am I going to get to defend the Tush Push? I've been preparing. I stayed up late last night writing a thesis on why you guys are all wrong about the Tush Push.
Unfortunately, our heart out is coming. So.
I hear the music. The music means we have to go to break.
Yeah, sorry.
That's the rule.
It's in the rundown.
It's a network. It's a network out.
I was about to go all Jason Kelsey on you guys.
What is that supposed
I
to
don't
mean?
know. That could mean a million things.
It was a false
boy.
start.
Top of the hour. Nick Kostos from You Better You Bet. Let's win some money.
Keep that shirt on.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Bills win this one 31-21. It was two plays, Pearl, that really sealed the fate for the Dolphins, who now go to 0-3. It was a running into the kicker penalty, running into the punter, that kept a drive alive for Buffalo. They end up scoring on. The game was tied at the time, so then Buffalo takes a 28-21 lead. And then the Dolphins get the ball back and are marching down the field in the red zone, and Tua threw a horrible pick. And, you know, it's funny because Tua was like, well, I got to give all credit to the defender on that one, Terrell Bernard, for the Buffalo Bills. That was the easiest pick he'll have in his life. I don't know if that he really needs credit for that. That wasn't like some majorly athletic, acrobatic play. It was Tua didn't see him, and he just basically stepped in front of the wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I would think the defense would be creeping up all game because Tua did not look comfortable in the pocket, and he was not – I don't know if he didn't have time or just didn't want to go downfield. He tried one deep shot the whole game, which had no chance. It made sense that the DBs were moving up.
So we're asking, you know – should they still fire everybody in Miami? Because we saw a lot of moral victories. Hey, they played tougher. They were in a one-score game, Buffalo, on the road.
Oh, you mean like fire them now?
You fire them now.
Yeah, you know, there was a report before the game from Ian Rappaport, NFL Network, that the ownership wanted two things, the players not to quit and the fans not to stop showing up. I think you showed the players weren't quitting. I can't imagine fans show up because they might win some of these easy NFC South games. They're not going to win enough to be a threat to do anything.
Is that not the wimpiest, dumbest response? You're running the business here.
Right.
So you're in charge of shaping how this business is going to run for the future.
Okay.
And you're saying this is the biggest decisions you could make. Fire the coach, fire the GM, and when do you do it? And instead of being proactive, having a vision, a plan, you're putting it out there publicly. Well, if the players don't show or if the fans don't show up, then we'll fire them. Like,
well, what's the point of firing him anyway? Like, I don't understand who cares if they fire Mike McDaniel? Like, if you think he's so bad, then keep him in there because you've got to focus on getting a draft pick. You're in full rebuild mode, like it or not. So
I keep him around to tank the franchise.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I don't know. Like, what's the point of? I don't understand. What are you trying to achieve by putting in the special teams coach as a head coach?
Okay, this is why I think you fire coaches in season. We'll get to Nick Kostos in a second, the host of You Better You Bet, because we want to make some money, and Nick helps us do that. This is why I think you fire coaches midseason, because you can't fire the whole team in one offseason. You have guys who are under contract who you may have to rely on moving forward, even with a new GM and new coach. So you've got to figure out, who do I actually want on this roster? And if this head coach is not helping you accurately evaluate that talent, then you got to get someone else in there and see how they respond. Do I actually want to make this person a part of my future or not? Because it's not college. You can't do Deion Sanders and go into a locker room and cut 70 guys.
No,
it doesn't work that way.
There's no interim coaches who could do a better job getting these guys. There's nobody. It's always Joe Philbin in Miami. It's like whoever the new Joe Philbin. It's probably, I'm looking at the staff, it's probably going to be Darrell Bevel. It makes no difference whether they put him or Mike McDaniel in. Honestly, you might as well wait till the end of the year because you're going to have a reset. You should do a Deion and just fire. You're right. You can't get rid of everybody, but they should try after these first 3 games.
Let's get to Nick Kostos, who joins us every Friday at this time from You Better You Bet, the host of You Better You Bet, and one of our good friends. And Nick, don't adjust your screen. I don't have tuberculosis. This is just some whack face paint because I am paying off a bet to one of our callers. Last year, the Bills lost to the Rams. And it took me a second, but I finally got around to it. How you doing?
I think you look good. It's great to be on with you guys. Happy Football Friday. I actually thought, you didn't ask me this question, but I'm just going to inject my opinion if that's okay.
Yeah.
I thought Mike McDaniel coached his ass off last night. I've been a huge critic of his. I don't necessarily think him or Chris Greer should have come back this year. I think Chris Greer is way more of the issue, but that's not really the conversation here. I think the problem with the Dolphins, and obviously like McDaniel plays a large role in this, they don't have the horses. Like, they do not have the personnel needed to compete at the highest level. The defense is an absolute train wreck. The secondary is the absolute worst in the league. And the thing with Miami coming into the year, where if you wanted to build a bull case for the Dolphins, they've got a lot of talented pass rushers, and they all came into the year healthy. And we watch the games, and it feels like they're not affecting anything.
Yep.
So, like, your best defensive players aren't doing much. The secondary's terrible. There's nothing you can do with it. And the quarterback is a huge issue. And it's a huge red flag earlier in the week when he says, well, like, what, you watch Josh Allen play. Like, he's way better than me. It's like, yeah, like, we know. And for the next 4 years, his cap hit, Underdog NFL tweeted this morning. His cap hit for the next 4 years, over 50 mil, over 50 mil, over 50 mil, over 60 mil. Like, they attached their cart to the wrong horse here with Tua Tagovailoa. They got big-time issues, and I don't think they're getting fixed overnight.
But, Nick, you said they don't have the horses. They have Minka Fitzpatrick. They have Chop Robinson has looked good in preseason.
I think Minka stinks. I think Minka stinks. Just my opinion.
Minka Fitzpatrick?
Yes. I don't think he's very good.
Okay. Well, anyway. The
Steelers gave up on him. I mean, not that the Steelers have a great defense, but...
The Dolphins are done, and we got to get to this week, but real quick, I'm trying to get the watch out 72 Dolphins narrative going with the Buffalo Bills, mainly because of their schedule. I mean, do you see them winning it, just keep on winning, this train stopping anytime soon?
Yeah, I mean, like, they're going to win like 13 or 14 regular season games. Like, Josh Allen's... I actually thought last night, and like, I won't go this far because he has to do it in January, he might be the best quarterback in the league. He might be better than Mahomes at this current point in time right now. Let's see what happens in January. They're still going to win 13, 14 games. Like, Allen's too good. The schedule's easy. I will stay consistent with what I said before the season started. And I bet Miami last night. And the thought was not Miami's going to win the game. The thought is the Bills' defense stinks. And
Thank you.
I do think, Maggie, I actually do think that it's going to get better as the season goes on.
How?
Like, Maxwell Hairston coming back, I think, is going to be a huge deal.
Yeah,
like,
Ed Oliver did not play last night.
Milano didn't play.
Well, he's hurt
do
all the
have,
time.
but that's true. But you have young players on the defensive line that will benefit from Oliver coming back. Hairston, honestly, is the big one, and some people that I talk to and respect in the league think that Hairston has like absolute superstar potential. Maybe not like right away. If you're able to sit Tre'Davious White down, or Trey White becomes like a complimentary member of the secondary as opposed to cornerback 2, and Hairston's good, it's going to make a big difference. But ultimately, even with that being said, like, great, like, they'll win the division. They're going to win 13 or 14 games. Allen could win MVP again. I'm not disputing any of this. But when they get to the playoffs, I do not trust this defense to win 3 or 4 games. So I'll stop short of saying the Bills are a Super Bowl team. They're not going to go undefeated, obviously, and I understand the tongue-in-cheek nature of that question. I still have issues with Buffalo.
Wait, I'm actually not being tongue-in-cheek. Like, their schedule
They're not going to go undefeated. Like, their defense is not good enough.
They'll go into November undefeated. And also, by the way, I'll do a side bet. They're going to be a top 10 defense by the end of the year. I will guarantee that.
What are they now?
Okay, they are. Remember, they had that shootout in week 1, but they let up 154 yards against the Jets. Probably might be the best number all year, and they let up 236 yards last night. They're going to move up fast because they have New Orleans, Carolina. Nobody's going to get any yards against them because they all stink. Every opponent stinks. Kansas City, they have the worst offenses in the league coming to Buffalo all year long.
Here's what I'll say: maybe you're right, and the schedule's so soft that it gets them there. I think if they run into the wrong opponent on wild card or divisional weekend, they're getting bounced early from the postseason. Because I just look at this defense and I don't see it. And maybe I'll be wrong. I think I'm going to be right.
Yeah, Nick, this is what I've been saying all year. Going into the year, the Bills' defense was the Achilles heel. They allowed the Dolphins to convert basically every third down that they needed. It's not about the numbers. It's how it looks, and it's a big problem. But anyway.
They're 8th right now, by the way.
I'm in full Rams gear, decked out head to toe because I'm paying out a bet today. I look like I have tuberculosis on one side and jaundice on the other. It's a bad scene for me. But, Nick, as far as the Rams traveling to Philadelphia to play the Eagles, how are you betting this game?
But you don't look yellow. I don't know about the jaundice. I don't know about them. Tuberculosis, maybe. I don't know about the jaundice.
Bubonic plague on one side.
You wouldn't be here. I find Eagles Rams to be utterly fascinating, both from a real life and from a betting perspective. It feels like all the people I respect that I've spoken to this week, either off air or on air on You Bet or You Bet, all like the Rams. All think Rams plus 3.5 is a valuable bet. All think the Rams can win this game. I come at it from a different perspective. Okay, like I understand the thought process between wanting to capture like 3, where if the Eagles win by 3, you win your bet with Los Angeles. I would much rather, and I think that this is going to happen, I would much rather lay 3 or even like an expensive 2.5 with the Eagles in this game on Sunday against the Rams. And again, like I get Perloff. Like I understand why people would like the Rams here. And I think the main reason why is, well, Stafford's playing great to start the year. There's no question. You know, Devontae Adams is going to absolutely torch Adoree Jackson or whoever the number 2 cornerback is. Even if you want to put Quinyon Mitchell and DeJean on Puka Nacua, like Devontae's going to be able to have a nice game here. But where I come down on this one, it's the same way I'm going to handicap basically every Eagles game in perpetuity. Like, they're going to dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Like, it's nice for the Rams to say we've fixed our run defense after Saquon Barkley ran all over us, literally to the tune of 460 yards in 2 games. That's not figurative, like literal. And 4 touchdown runs of 60 yards or more. So great. Like, here's Poona Ford on the D-line and Nate Landman at linebacker. You allowed over 4 yards per carry in each of the first 2 games against the Titans and the Texans. Not exactly like the 93 Cowboys in terms of offensive line and run game. And now, you know, like Saquon hasn't had a great start to the season. The Eagles offense looks disjointed. Kevin Patullo might be Italian Brian Johnson. I'm willing to bet that this offense has a big-time bounce back here. Now, Akello Witherspoon's out for the Rams, and you might be out there listening, watching, and saying, like, why does that matter? It's because Emmanuel Forbes now steps up as the Rams cornerback 1. And if you remember, Emmanuel Forbes is the former cornerback 1 of the Washington Commanders. And every time the Eagles played the Commanders, and it was A.J. Brown against Emmanuel Forbes, A.J. Brown destroyed him. Because Forbes is like 5'10", and Brown's an absolute physical freak. So I think this is a get-right game for A.J. Brown, a get-right game for Saquon Barkley. And the one spot on this Rams offense that you can poke holes in is the interior offensive line. Here's Jalen Carter, even if he has to play his way into shape per Vic Fangio and Jordan Davis. I like the Eagles. I'll wait for this to come down to 3 or 2.5, and I will lay Philadelphia.
All right. I like the sound of that. Hey, I have a global question. I looked at all the totals this week, and they're low, like across, except for Bears and Cowboys.
I thought you were going to ask me, like what's the capital of, like, Turkey or something?
Yeah.
Global question. I was like, where's this going? Okay.
Yeah, I noticed, including this Eagles-Rams game, like, you have these extra yards with the kickoff. Is this, like, as a better, are you going under on everything? Has everything been slow and under all year? Like, is defense still ahead of the offense? Like, I'm looking at all these totals. I'm like, you're telling me the Broncos and Chargers can't get to 45, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I thought that, like, a lot of them seemed low on the surface. Even these Eagles-Rams, you know, those Matthew Stafford and Jalen Hurts, are we going to see defensive slogs across the board this week?
Well, here's what, and I'll just read you a couple final scores from last week in the NFL, right? Jaguars-Bengals, 31-27. Cowboys-Giants, 40-37. Lions-Bears, 52-21. Rams-Titans, 33-19. That one way over. Patriots-Dolphins, 33-21. Over. Niners-Saints, 26-21. Over. Seahawks-Steelers, 31-17. Over. Ravens-Browns, 41-17. Over. Colts-Broncos, 29-28. Over. So and in week 1, we saw all unders. I think this is all largely very random. I trust the betting market is extremely efficient in the NFL. So much money gets bet into it. I think things like that are just generally random. I want to view each game through its own individual lens and make a decision based on what's happening in that game and what the number is.
But the one that just struck me, Bengals-Vikings at 41.5.
Oh, I bet that game I bet the over on. But my rationale for that, though. Yeah, like my rationale for that is less like, hey, like, look what happened last week. It's, well, the Bengals defense is terrible. Like, we know that. It's not good. Whether or not you think Carson Wentz is great, like, Kevin O'Connell took Nick Mullins and had, like, multiple 400-yard games, took Josh Dobbs off the street a couple of years ago, and he had a huge passing game. Like, why can't Carson Wentz have a good game here against the Bengals? Now, he's going up against, like, the Packers. I won't feel as good. But in this game, I think he could play well. And then, because I'm sick. Now, I made a deal with my now wife years ago when we first started dating that I bet you didn't think that was sentence, but I would say that. We made a deal that I would largely punt college football Saturdays during football season because that's, I got to spend some time with my significant other. Now we're married with the kids, so I guess it's worked out okay. So I have these memories, right, of like being around the holiday season, like driving around, whether in Manhattan or somewhere else, like trying to enjoy the holidays, listening to those late Saturday games in the NFL season on the radio. And I remembered a couple years ago, Bengals-Vikings on a Saturday. Joe Burrow was hurt. Brian Flores is the Vikings defensive coordinator, maybe less talent than he has now. Browning tears them up, 325 passing yards, a number of touchdowns. Bengals win the game in overtime, 27-24. You have a sample of Browning playing well against the Flores defense. The Bengals defense stinks. It's a low total. I'll take the over.
Man, did Nick Kostos is joining us, and he joins us every Friday from You Better You Bet. Was that just like the life advice of the century to hand out to people? You can tell your wife or girlfriend, I'm spending quality time with you, when in fact you're just listening to the game on the radio and you're still locked in on the game.
Well,
you remember the final score.
Yeah, my wife gets that football season. Like, football season is a different animal. If we are driving around in July and well, it's a beautiful day and I've got like the Yankees game on the radio, like that may not fly.
Oh, that's just good listening though.
Yeah, no, but this time of year, she lets me get away with a lot, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, our significant others are great with that. Okay, Cowboys-Bears, how do you bet that game?
Well, the total earlier this week, and I would just as a general rule, and this doesn't have to be steadfast, like every game's different, but if I had to offer one blanket statement, any Cowboys total that starts with a 4, I think is incorrect. So this opened 48.5, the total Cowboys-Bears. Now it's 50.5, and that's way more right because the Cowboys are like the Bengals. Like, they're going to score points, and we'll see about Cincinnati now without Joe Burrow, but when Burrow was there. Terrible defense and an offense that can absolutely light it up. So I think the total is now more right than it was. If you made me bet it now, I would still bet the over on the game. The reason, if I had to bet the side of the game, I would bet Dallas. The reason why, I think both defenses are bad. I know Dak Prescott's good. I don't know if Caleb Williams is good yet. But what's going to scare me off ultimately, I think, from betting the Cowboys in this game, Caleb Williams, despite the fact that his team got wrecked last week, really did not play a couple really mind-numbing throws, a 2nd and 32 interception. They didn't convert a couple 4th downs. It snowballs and gets away from them a little bit. I don't think Caleb played terribly in the game. And if there were ever a defense that would be the tonic to cure your ails, it would be a Cowboys defense that allowed Russell Wilson to throw for 450 yards last week. So, it really should surprise nobody if Caleb has a monster game through the air this week. Russell Wilson just did it last week. So here's what I want to see from this, what I want people to think about when you conceptualize this game, Bears offense versus Cowboys defense. The Bears rushing attack has been extraordinarily inefficient. What a surprise. DeAndre Swift stinks. I almost don't want to see them run the ball at all. I want to see Caleb Williams throw the ball 50 times in this game. His passing attempts number is 33.5. I like the over. I like the over in the game. Make me pick a winner. I'll take Dallas, but I have enough curiosity about what this is going to look like for Caleb versus Dallas's defense that I'll likely be on the sidelines.
All right, real quick, Sunday night. Is this a get-right game for the Kansas City Chiefs against your New York Giants?
So I think a lot of it will come down to injury report today for the Giants. Is Andrew Thomas going to play? And if Andrew Thomas does play, and he's missed the first 2 games of the season, so the Giants actually, they stumbled onto something last week. So if you watched, and I'm sure everyone, the TV rating was monster, the first drive of the game, the Giants fill in left tackle, James Hudson, gets penalized 4 times.
4 times.
And you see Brian Dable on the sideline. You can read his lips, pull him out, get him out of the game. So they pull Hudson out, and they put 5th-round rookie Marcus Bow, whose last name is spelled M-B-O-W, pronounced Bow. He goes in at left tackle. The guy's like a revelation. He was unbelievable last week. So I'm curious, if Thomas plays, he goes obviously to left tackle. I actually think you have to make get a spot for Bo. Maybe he goes to right tackle, Illuminor shifts inside to guard, and all of a sudden the Giants' offensive line might not be terrible. Now Xavier Worthy's going to be back. Jalen Royals, who is their mid-round receiver, who I think fantasy owners should think about, like a wide receiver for the Chiefs who might be able to help their explosion. Hasn't played yet this season, Jalen Royals. If the Giants are able to field a competent offensive line, the number's huge in this game. I would consider betting the Giants. I'm not there yet until we see the injury report. The one thing I can absolutely guarantee, Travis Kelce has been atrocious to start this season for KC. I guarantee you, as a Giants fan, 199%, Kelsey will score and get off the schneid on Sunday night against the Giants.
Nick Kostos from You Better You Bet. Nick, going to college quickly. What's your favorite play this week? You got some fun ones, Nebraska, Michigan, got a little Utah, Texas Tech, maybe Indiana, Illinois. But what's your favorite college football play?
Yeah, I've got a couple that I like. I can run through them really quickly.
Sure.
Utah is facing Texas Tech. I bet Utah earlier in the week at a number that doesn't exist. Utah has a couple NFL offensive linemen. Dampier, I think, is excellent at the quarterback position. I don't know that I'd want to lay 3 or 3.5. I do think Utah will win, so I like Utah as a money line parlay piece. Moving on, let's go to Auburn and Oklahoma. So Oklahoma has been bet out with John Moneyline Mateer. They're a touchdown favorite now against Auburn, and former Oklahoma quarterback Jackson Arnold, Hayes' brother. I like Hugh Freeze way more than I like Brent Venables as a college head coach. Now that the number is a full 7, I will take the points with Auburn and feel very good about it on the road in Norman. Michigan, a 2.5-point road favorite at Nebraska. I love Bryce Underwood. I think Bryce Underwood found something last week in the 60-point win against Central Michigan. I will lay the short price with Michigan. And if Michigan wins that game and Bryce Underwood looks good, they may not lose again until the regular season finale against Ohio State. I think Michigan to make the college football playoff is an interesting bet. And last one I'll give you will be a Big 12 game at night. That's Baylor as a 2.5-point home favorite against Arizona State. I am obsessed with Baylor quarterback Sawyer Robertson. I think he's an NFL caliber player. He's a little off the Heisman track right now. The stats aren't there yet through 3 games, but I think he's great. I will lay Baylor minus the 2.5. And last one, I will take the 9.5 with DJ Lagway in Florida on the road at Miami. Lagway threw 5 picks last week against LSU. Florida only lost by 10. I think LSU's better than Miami. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is very close as we come down the stretch. I'll take the points with the Florida Gators.
Okay, non-betting question, Nick. What is the best season of the year in your opinion, of the 4 seasons?
Like from what perspective?
Just overall, what is your favorite season? What's the best time of year?
Summer.
Over fall?
Well, I mean, like fall has better sports, but like I have like teachers' hours. Like I barely work in the summer.
Okay.
See, I'll say, and I like hot weather.
Nice.
So
yeah. For me, like I feel like fall is so far superior, and everyone else here is against me.
But I don't get to like I work all day Sunday and Fridays until 7:00 at night, and Saturdays like I'm with my family. Like I don't do anything.
Yeah.
So no foliage.
I mean, like there's some foliage on Saturday, but like that's like my one. I don't like. My wife says this all the time. My wife loves fall.
Yeah.
She'd love if we could like take a weekend trip, like leave on a Friday night and like come back on Sunday. Like I can't do that. Like we can't do any of that stuff. And I'm not complaining. I love my job. No, it's not her fault.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm sure you did the same thing before she came into the picture as well.
But I'm just saying.
But now he's letting someone down.
My point is I can't enjoy fall, which is fine because I love my job. But like I can't enjoy it, so like I can't. I don't get out and do fall things. I can't. I'm in this office all day.
Yes, my house looks like a Buffalo Wild Wings. There's sun coming through, and I'm like shutting the curtains because it's interfering with the TV.
I'm gonna have to go tanning soon. I'm not joking. Like my tan's like gone from the summer. I'm gonna start tanning.
Nick, you're a tanning bed guy?
Oh yeah, in the winter, absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Careful, man. That stuff is not good for you. But that's
you know what?
Kind of
you know what? I think like we're all gonna die anyway, so might as well leave a good-looking corpse.
Nick, this is why we love you. And you know what? Perloff and I not judgmental in that way. So you do you. This is America.
And honestly, you could be, and I don't care. You can judge me. It's all right.
Because we're another day closer to death.
Mike McDaniel's right about that.
Nick, you look great. Thank you for doing this. Appreciate it. We see you every Friday at this time. You're the best.
I don't disagree. Wishing everybody minimal sweats when he bets the absolute very best of luck.
I feel like we need to drag you out to a pumpkin patch just to escape one day.
No,
I would do it. I actually think we're going to some like farm thing tomorrow with like my daughter, which would it's just like
you got to get out there with the matching flannels. Get your photo for your Christmas card.
I've long since come to terms with this is just, it is what it is, and I just keep my head down and I plow through until February and then through the tournament, and then it gets a lot easier.
That's like 7 months from now. Yep. It's the grind, but it's a fun grind. So thank you, Nick Kostos. You can watch him, listen to him on You Better You Bet with Femi Abebefe, who we also love. Thank you, Nick. Tanning beds are not good for you. We know that, but Burl, have you ever been in one?
No, I think I would
You might disintegrate.
I don't think it would be safe for me because I'm so pale.
You just turn into a powder. But they
Have
are.
you been in one?
Yeah, I have. It's not a good idea. Like, if you're worried about your skin.
Dangerous long term, yeah.
Yeah, but like there is something about when you live in a place where it's the dead of winter, where the sun doesn't shine.
Hey.
Thank you. And I grew up in a place with literally the second most cloudiest days in the year, Binghamton, New York. Just second to Seattle.
Stop bragging.
Congrats.
It's like the vitamin D.
Right.
It does make you feel a little bit
Some
better.
people
but it's not
have
good
those
for you.
lamps to help avoid depression.
Yeah, happy lamps.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Did you ever consider that?
I'm thinking about
He looked at you with a serious stare, too.
it. Because I'm wearing this ridiculous face paint. So now we just locked eyes, and it's like, what are you going to say?
Happy Friday.
I look like I've got every disease under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow and blue face paint is not a good look on anybody.
You got smallpox, girl.
You keep saying you have tuberculosis. There's no indication of yellow and blue faces for tuberculosis
Yeah, I guess
patients.
that's more green, right?
No, it's like you cough. There's no discoloration at all.
Really? I thought tuberculosis, you turn a little shade of green. Am I not right about that?
And this is why we are not doctors.
Oh, maybe. I don't know, actually.
All right, we'll take a quick break there. Thank you to Nick Kostos. We have a big story in the NFL that we're going to get to next, M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
While Pete pulls his tricks, shoes to fill, yeah, we're kicking up dust. We hit the street and ground.
Out in Colorado, skies painted blue. Billy laced up, got something to prove. Ryan Rube was talking that big time game, but left that court with nothing but shame. 6'2", 6'3", it was quick, it was clean. Bailey played like he was born on that green. Now he's sitting on top of that local chart, number one with the champion's heart. Yeah, so raise up a toast, give that man his due. Bailey's the king, and the serve was true. He crushed that match like a back road song and left Rube wondering what went wrong. But even with Daly now claiming the crown, the tech god still got Shep beating him down. He's staring at wires and praying for grace, cause his TriCaster's still locked in outer space. Maggie said that's how legends are born, while Perloff dropped stats on a Monday morn. But poor old Shep's still fighting the beast. That TriCaster's fried like a Thanksgiving feast. Buttons are blinking, the screen's gone black. He rebooted twice, but it won't come back. And while YouTube dreams fade into the mist, Peter Bellotti still somehow missed. Yeah, so hats off to Daly, the pride of the game. He brought that heat, now they all know his name. From the baseline burn to the net front dash, he turned that court into a pile of ash. But Shed's in a bunker with no tech in sight, just muttering why me into the night. And people he's missing like socks in the wash. This place is a circus, and Daly's the boss. They say heroes rise, and legends stay, and TriCasters break in the dumbest ways. But glory shines where the tennis ball flies, and Daly's got that fire in his eyes. So here's to the caller who became the champ, while she's still stuck in that dark live stream camp. No YouTube today or tomorrow, who knows? The text from 2008, so it goes. Bilatti's a ghost, ships cursed by machines, but Daly just ripped through the tennis scene. Hey!
30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Today is the day you don't want to go by a pack of teenagers because they will say mean things right to your face.
That lady got jaundice. Hey, yo, Ma, what you got?
It's Maggie and Perloff
New Yorkers are mean.
on the Infinity Sports Network.
We're learning a lot about old-time diseases today. Maggie keeps saying she has tuberculosis, but she's like, I look green.
Well, I have face
Actually,
paint
no
on. Yeah.
Do you guys know that tuberculosis turns you green?
I did not know that.
No, because it's not true.
Yeah, okay.
So...
I didn't think it turned you green like Violet in Willy Wonka. You know, not like that. But I thought because you're so sickly looking, you kind of look greenish.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that's a disease we should be talking about here. Like bubonic plague or like something like that, some old-timey disease.
I'm running out of old-timey diseases.
Scurvy?
Scurvy. I can't have scarlet fever. That'd be the wrong color.
Smallpox.
I could have that. I'm half blue, half yellow today because I'm paying off a bet to a Rams fan. So
Measles is real now. That's back, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's in.
Can't do that
That's
one.
in.
No, that's
You might
that's-
actually have that. Look at your face.
That's
Or you're gonna get it from all of it.
That's the new fad.
Yeah, I don't want the old stuff being new again.
But I'm telling you, Maggie, on the stream, the YouTube stream, Infinity Sports Radio Network, you look really tough. It looks cool. It actually pops on camera.
The blue?
Everything.
Like a
I think
Smurf.
like the chain and the glasses.
You know what? You do kind of look like Violet from Willy Wonka.
Well, I'm almost done paying off this bet. And
Are
now
you
I'm
looking
trying to
forward to getting that stuff off?
Well, it's funny because I do have something to do today.
Yeah, so are you going to take that off right now after the show or in the
Yes.
car? You driving home to New Jersey in that awkward looking jaundice color?
Yeah, I have things to do today, like a life to live, errands to run. My best friend is coming with her boyfriend they're staying at our house. Like we're having a nice weekend.
Yeah. Oh, the palatial estate.
Yeah, sure. I need to get this blue junk off my face.
Can I though, is there a monetary amount that would get you to stay like this for the drive home and one errand?
I live in a small place. Like I run into people.
No, that errand must be conducted here in New York City.
New York, I would do it because I'm not going to run into anybody I know. This is anonymous.
Yeah, this is like your
Listen,
Thursday.
If I'm the weirdest thing you're seeing today in New York, you're not doing it right.
By the way,
Yeah, there's a monetary amount. What do you got?
it's not worth it.
All right.
I can chip in $3.
Thanks, Manny.
The disease that turns you green
Very
is
helpful.
gangrene.
Oh, yeah. Go
Yeah.
Jets.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Like if you
disease-
start turning
no.
green, that means that your tissue's dying and you're turning into a zombie.
No,
Yeah,
that-
didn't Bob
that-
Marley die from it? Did he have
did he?
gangrene? I think so.
No, that disease means you struggle tackling or covering wide
Yeah,
receivers.
right. You have no quarterback. That's the symptoms may include.
Yeah, 15-yard
Horrible quarterback play.
15-yard out pass is very difficult.
Symptoms include butt fumbles.
Bad coaching.
Holding onto the football, very difficult.
Inept ownership.
Sharing a stadium that looks like an air conditioner.
First round draft picks that suck. We could go on and on.
Season over in October.
Offensive linemen that always get hurt.
Joe Douglas did draft Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. I just want to point that out.
He also drafted Zach Wilson. I couldn't even get it out.
Let's get Kane and the heroes ready.
Let's go to Boog.
The push to 17-0 continued last night. The Bills fighting off the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. Josh Allen only threw for 213 yards, but
Bills.
3 touchdowns.
We're obviously doing our job, going 1-0 each week. Still a lot to learn from, a lot to grow. A lot of room for growth in this group. A lot of young guys. But guys are stepping up. There's been some guys down with injuries, and guys are stepping up and making some big-time plays for us, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Rookie D-tackle Deion Walker filling in for Ed Oliver, pressuring Tua Tagovailoa into a crucial fourth-quarter INT, helping seal a 31-21 decision. The Bills' mastery of these Dolphins continues. They've won 14 of their last 15 meetings overall, and the last 10 in Buffalo. Miami still hasn't beaten anybody this season, now 0-3. Mike McDaniel's seat remains hot, but at least his guys battled last night.
You have to be able to go through tough times and not splinter. And so the team has shown me that, and we'll need that to get the results that we want.
That's the happiest he's sounded in weeks.
I think to be honest, like there's I think the positive is that that was a miserable experience.
Now, the good news for the Finns is they've got the Jets, the Panthers, and the Browns over the next month. So maybe there's like a win or two in there.
They could end up being 3-5.
Which feels much better than 0-3.
Or is it, though? Because they need a quarterback.
Ooh.
That's fair.
What do you do with Tua?
You put him on the bench and pay him a ton of money.
Oof.
Wow.
I mean, look, the Broncos moved on for Russell Wilson. Same situation.
I think the cap hit's bigger for Tua, though, isn't it? Because that was only a 2-year, we're going to have short-term pain. We were just talking to Nick Kostos, who went through the cap hits, and we can do that too. Spotrack. 50, 50, 50, 60.
Oh.
It's a lot.
That's a stupid contract. Why did they do that?
I think they felt like they didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I really feel like the whole quarterback, and I've seen people in the NFL talking about how we might be making a mistake paying all these quarterbacks. There needs to be a referendum on paying quarterbacks. I think it's cowardly to just be like, well, I don't know if we find anybody else, so just give this guy 50 guaranteed every year. It's ridiculous.
You want to know what it is? It's guys who are just trying to hang on to their job because I don't think they were going to let Chris Greer start over again with another quarterback. It's like if you drafted Tua and you missed on him, well, then why are we letting you do this all over again with someone else? So they pay these guys and hope and pray, I guess, that Tua figures it out.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think they're trying to hold on for dear life. But again, it's not bold team building to keep saying, well, our quarterback is the 16th best guy, so that means he's worth $53 million every year. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they have an out after 26 is what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, it's expensive, but
I see $34.8 million dead cap, which actually is not that much. That's after 2026. So they could, if they wanted to have somebody new next year.
I think they have to. I would do that where I would just keep Tua and bring in a rookie, and then you could play the rookie or not. Although there's a lot like this rookie quarterback class all of a sudden fell apart completely.
I was just going to say that. So, okay, who are we looking at now? Cade Klubnik? I mean, Carson Beck, EJ's guy?
Not Cade Klubnik, the way he's playing.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Lenore Sellers.
Who's hurt now, but
he's coming
looks like
back.
He's going to play.
Bogusch told us earlier,
Sellers like a guy that can start week 1 next year.
This piece was college football.
John Mateer, I guess.
Mateer's a little small. Sam Levitt doesn't look good. I mean, there's a lot of Drew Aller.
He hasn't played anybody yet.
He's a QBR of 38 this year. That was I saw that graphic 5 times yesterday. I'm like, why does it keep finding my algorithm? His QBR. Everyone's complaining about that this year.
I mean, there's some time left, but yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be an easy choice at quarterback. So I don't know who you tank for.
Speaking of young quarterbacks, the Giants have one. Whether or not he's their next franchise quarterback, though, remains to be seen. This, of course, is Jackson Dart. You guys tell me how this story factors into his projection. It's Eli Manning on Peter Schrager's podcast.
I told Jackson, if you have any questions about anything, I'm here for you. Football related, or just when you're deciding what town you want to live in, or this or that, or all of a sudden it's training camp. he calls me, one day. He's like, "Hey, you got a minute?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." So, such a similar situation we're in, like, bringing in a veteran like Russell Wilson. They brought in
Kurt Warner. Yeah, sure.
I was like, maybe this is dealing with that or something. He goes, "Can you give me a reservation at Fort Charles tonight at 6:30?
The best French dip in America."
Yeah. I was like, no, that's not part of the deal. Like when I said I'm happy to help out, I'm not doing that.
I get
I'm
it.
not your reservations guy. You have to earn the right to call and get your reservation.
For the record, that's one of the hottest restaurants in New York. It's really hard to get into.
Yeah.
I think it's tiny, which doesn't help either. So that's what Jackson Dart's calling Eli for.
Yeah, because we got a 2-minute humble brag from Schrager afterwards, how he got to go there once, which I appreciated. But that I stock up for Jackson Dart. This guy is a player.
I love him.
You like that story?
I love him.
I
think
love everything about him.
I think he's just. I hate to say this, but he's like adorable.
Do you realize how blissfully unaware you have to be when Eli Manning says, "I'm here for you if you ever need anything," and you took that to mean dinner reservations?
He was a
you
player.
dummy.
He doesn't know Easy Pass, Maggie. This was not surprising.
I forgot about that.
He don't know Easy Pass.
Yeah.
He thinks that Eli Manning's gonna get him dinner reservations. This guy's the best.
He's like a mimbo.
He is. He's like what's he's like Keon Coleman mixed with like some Jameis Winston. Like I love this guy.
He and Jameis get along very well.
I see
Two
that.
peas in a pod.
It makes a lot of sense.
He put his hands up for that W, and he put it in Jameis's mouth.
Yeah, eating the W, Maggie.
But you can mime that, EJ.
Not with these guys.
Yeah, but if you do eat in someone else's hands, you look like Maggie 3 days later. This is the fear.
You end up looking like half yellow, half blue, like I have with my face painted. It was
Sweet
so.
potato.
I don't even think that Jameis actually put his own hands in his mouth when he did that eating W's thing.
Because I'm the king of the jungle.
Jackson's because he's a real one.
Oh, let me get some of that. Let me taste
He
that.
does wear a lot of jewelry when he's playing. For a
He
rookie.
wears jewelry. He's got the weird face paint. But then also the guy plays hard.
Wait, face paint?
Yeah, he does the eye.
the John
eye
Randall.
black.
Eye black. Yeah, he does
Sorry.
the weird eye black.
Yeah,
which
like
is
the
also
John
cool.
Randall, like triangle thing.
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
Yeah, he does triangles. Sometimes he does a scar over his face.
Yeah, he's not wearing blue and yellow like on somebody's face.
And I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
I think
he's
he was a very normal kid for a long time. Gatorade Player of the Year. Then he hung out with Lane Kiffin too long. I think that's where this all came out.
And it rubbed off on him.
Yeah, because he was inseparable with Lane. I don't know, but I think this is a good sign because you don't want. He's not caught in his head. Like he's like there's not a lot going on up there, so he could just focus on football. It sounds like
It's like, I need a dinner reservation of all the people in the world.
it's New York City. Eli'd be the first person I'd call.
The
That guy gets it anywhere.
Giants PR could call. He doesn't need to bring in the big guns for Eli Manning.
I mean, Maggie, have you seen the Giants play? I mean, they might be turning down some calls from the Giants.
No shot.
So this has 8 tables, they said on the podcast.
They're like, listen, we're not going to bring 3 and 14 teams into our restaurant. Sorry.
So the this
Never
restaurant
mind.
this restaurant is right near here. Actually, it's pretty
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Should we try to go today and get a walk-in reservation with me with this face paint on?
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
What are your lunch specials?
You're paying, right?
Soup and salad.
Wait, what? Bogusch, thank you so much. Great week. Okay, still more to do and lots to do, including we have results from yesterday, Maggie Perloff's King of the Mountain, so you don't want to miss that. And also a final word on that Bears-Cowboys game from Perloff and myself. Don't move.
He's going to break down that touchdown. Can't hear. Never mind.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. We'll get our final thoughts on the big Bears-Cowboys game. Perloff, you got a big game this weekend. Your Eagles hosting the L.A. Rams. But, EJ, we've been doing this project all season. We're going to continue it to find the greatest NFL team of all time. We're calling it King of the Mountain. And we put two teams together head-to-head. You guys vote on who should move on. Whoever wins becomes the King of the Mountain, and they challenge a new team the next week. Does that make sense? So the 1972 Dolphins, rightfully so, have been at the top of the mountain for the last 2 weeks. What happened yesterday when they went head-to-head against the 1984 San Francisco 49ers?
The Dolphins may have ended 1972 undefeated, but they will not end our Maggie and Perloff King of the Mountain undefeated, because when we asked which team would win between the 84 Niners and the 72 Dolphins, the San Francisco 49ers move on. 49ers at 61%, Dolphins at 39%.
Wow.
So really not even a competitive matchup here. America seems to think that the Dolphins, if they had to face a team like the 49ers in the 80s, they would lose.
But how did the Dolphins survive the 78 Steelers, who were even better than the 84 Niners?
You know what I think happened? I think the fact that the Dolphins beat the Steelers in the 70s.
But that was 72
I know.
compared to 78. The Steelers hadn't done
listen,
anything by
I
that
didn't
time.
vote. I'm just talking about the people think. I think they thought, well, they beat a team kind of like that, so they could probably beat this team. But I think when it was a whole different environment facing a West Coast offense and Joe Montana and Bill Walsh revolutionizing the NFL, I think this is where things changed.
Kind of like Mike McDaniel.
Also, is it possible because that the 49ers did beat the Dolphins in that Super Bowl? That wasn't the 72 Dolphins. Obviously, it was a different year. It was Dan Marino's
Same
Dolphins.
coach, I guess.
Yeah, so you have Bill Walsh beats Don Shula.
Totally different, though.
Yeah, I wonder
Completely
if
different,
that had something to do with this too. But again, the 61 to 39% result is surprising, but the Dolphins go home.
So now the 1984 San Francisco 49ers are king of the mountain. I'm stunned. I thought the Dolphins were going to go on a way bigger run.
No, I mean this is if you beat the 78 Steelers and the 84 Niners, then I don't know. There's only one team out there that's going to take you down.
85 Bears?
85 Bears.
Maybe one. I think
By the way, the 72 Steelers didn't have Stallworth, didn't have Swan. That was not half of the Steelers team yet.
Well, it was a lot of it though.
No, the big draft was 74 too. Like they really they took off. It was nothing. Terry Bradshaw never had a year where he had more touchdowns and interceptions. They had won a thing coming into that year. In fact, and by the way, that ball did hit the turf on the immaculate reception.
Well,
instant replay definitely would have reversed it.
The Steelers got a home game in the playoffs against those 1972 Dolphins, and they lost. Anyway, 84 49ers, they're the new king of the mountain, and so we'll tell you next week who they're going to be facing off against. Do you want to do... Oh, I love this song. Just thinking whoever came up with that, just the giant mountain of cocaine that they must have been working with.
Sorry, I had to sniffle.
Just kidding, everybody.
I just
sneezed. Jokes.
I just sneezed.
Pearl, you want a final thought on your the Rams Eagles as I'm dressed up in Rams?
Yeah, I just want to defend
this
the tush push for 1 second because it's become such a thing.
Oh, great.
The NFL sent out a note saying, watch out for offsides. Okay, we were all watching that Chiefs game. We all saw the offsides on the tush push. That has nothing to do with the tush push. That's just offsides. What's the difference? As Jason Kelsey pointed out, the connection between calling offsides and the tush push seems kind of loose to me. Call offsides on any play. It's not that hard to see it on the tush push. We all saw it on the TV copy. I'm not even sure, what did the two have to do with each other?
What I think is that was an egregious one. Yeah, we can all see the egregious ones.
Well, that's the one that everyone's talking about. What other ones are there?
Well, because I think it garners more. We have to relook and look a lot more closely now at every single tush-push play when it comes to false starts. Yeah, we all get the obvious ones.
Should we look at every play for offsides? Why the tush-push more than a pass play?
Because the one thing about the tush-push is everyone said, well, if you don't like it, then just stop it. It's a flaw in other teams that they can't stop the tush push. When it turns out it could just be one of the hardest things to officiate, thereby giving the Eagles even more of an advantage.
Why is it harder to call offside on a tush push than a normal quarterback sneak?
Because the way the formation is, I have no idea.
It's not. Why is it harder to call offsides? Just look at the guys, and if they jump before the whistle, they'd call it.
I think they do, but I think it's something about how the formation is that makes it even harder for the referees. Did I get all that, EJ, or was there something else you want to add?
Well, I think it's simple. They got to call it because it's a flag, and it would change the entire game. You can't miss that call. If you miss it...
They missed one. Yeah, but they miss offsides throughout the course of a game all the time. We see it all the time.
These are short yardage plays. So if you're calling an offsides or calling a false start when there are clear false starts or offsides, that moves them back 5 yards. And guess what? You can't touch push now.
I understand.
Yeah, so I think that's a huge thing. You can't ignore that.
They don't ignore it. They normally would call offsides. They just missed that one.
Right, but I just think the way the play is gone, they feel like the refs, feel like the whistle's been taken out of their hands. And I think it's important. They got to be reminded. Bill Walsh said, they're incompetent idiots.
The Eagles don't. The Eagles don't go offside on most tush push, and call it doesn't matter.
Well, the center does have his head way above the ball. He does do that all the time.
Yeah, honestly, you think if they start calling Like, if they officiate offside, I hope you call offsides right every play. Should that be the goal?
Well,
and it's not that hard to see. Like, if we can see it on TV, then anybody can see it.
Okay, but here's the thing. The question is, how are they going to officiate this Eagles-Rams game? Is it going to look like a point of emphasis? And then let's see how the Eagles look without it.
The Eagles will just make sure they don't go offsides. And then, boom, 1 yard. It's 1 yard. It's not that hard to get.
Thank you, EJ Stewart. Thank you, Manny Rodriguez, Andrew Bogusch, Andrew Kaplan. Thank you to Nick Kostos from You Better You Bet. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you Monday.